Hello, welcome to WCBN Radio as we come to you live from the Crisler Center in Ann Arbor. I'm Adam Bressler, joined by Charlie Brigham this evening. We have a game of men's basketball coming up in a couple of moments as Michigan returns home after the Invitational Tournament in Brooklyn, hoping to avenge a pretty devastating loss. How are you doing tonight, Charlie?
I am doing great, Adam. We had a busy morning today. My Buffalo Bills making the trek to Detroit to play the Cleveland Browns after the pretty historic snowfall in western New York this past weekend. 6 feet of snow sent the Buffalo Bills our way. And Adam, we had the honor and the privilege to go watch the Bills today in Detroit and then swing on this way. And as you said, we have a good matchup for you all today. The number 20 ranked Michigan Wolverines facing off against the Ohio University Bobcats.
We'll be bringing some more pregame analysis in a moment, but before that, we'll take you to the court as we have the national anthem coming up right now.
Lift every voice and sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Interesting Coach Reed Sydney, the river has enjoyed as we honor America with the playing national anthem. Active duty and veterans may get their caps on, pumping in the military salute. The colors are presented tonight by the Army ROTC, and the anthem is being performed by the Michigan Basketball Band under the direction of Dr. Richard Fromm.
WCBN is back after that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Here from Crisler Center, the 3-1 Michigan Wolverines face off against the 1-2 Ohio Bobcats. Wolverines had a very difficult night on Thursday in the finals of the Brooklyn Legends Invitational Tournament. Unable to come up with a win, took second place there, and they looked to get back on track. Their shooting was just very subpar for a Big Ten team. On Monday night, they, especially at the beginning of the game, there were points where they were go minutes at a time without a win or without a bucket, and they would put stuff up. It just wouldn't land. Props to the Sun Devils. They were able to make a lot of those shots, which really added to the deficit, and Michigan just kept taking some difficult Hail Mary attempts. But they fell behind early and were just unable to recover. Today they're hopefully looking to avoid that trap against a little bit of an easier opponent. Ohio Bobcats only has one win. Arguably a bit of a rebuilding year for them. They lost two of their key guys last year to transfers, one of them to Virginia and the other one to Virginia and Alabama. So two key transfers left for the Bobcats. Wolverines lost a couple of transfers too to the two teams they faced off against then in the Brooklyn Invitational, including VCU and Arizona State. But coming into this game, what's the key that Michigan needs, Charlie, in order to avoid the same fate they had on Thursday night?
You mentioned the shooting woes the other night against Arizona State. Giving you the statistics, Michigan from the floor shot only 33%, 21 of 62 from the floor, only 4 of 22 from downtown for a grand total of 18% from beyond the arc. You compare that to the Arizona State Sun Devils, who just could not miss. Over 60% from the floor, close to 58% from three. That game, defense or not, just came down to which team was making more shots, and Michigan just could not put the ball in the hole. That has to be a key here today back home in Crisler Center.
As I was saying, it's a reinforcing cycle. Michigan gets behind early, and they feel they need these big-time shots that claw back into it. So they take these low-percentage shots from deep, and they just don't land, and it just builds to the deficit. So I think part of it's just going to be keeping the composure, sticking to the fundamentals, but also some of it's going to come down to Hunter Dickinson. 2 weeks ago, he won Big Ten Player of the Week, coming off that dominant win at EMU in Detroit, but not a great game from him on Thursday. I think he's the captain of this team. The team really follows his leadership. He's going to need a big rebound night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter Dickinson the other night in New York, only 14 points, 15 rebounds, which is by no means a scoreline to scoff at. A lot of guys, that's what you were looking for. 14 and 5, that's awesome. But for a player of Hunter Dickinson's caliber and who he has shown to be not only this year so far, but throughout his entire tenure here at the University of Michigan, 14 and 5 just isn't going to cut it, especially in a game where you lose by 25 points.
I know. Michigan succeeds when he carries them over the finish line. Think about his 31 points in EMU. He brought the team on his back when it was needed most, and that ultimately was what gave Michigan the dub. And he had a good stat line compared to just standard players, but from what this team depends on, from their big center, from their captain, from their leader, he did not step up in the way he needed to.
Yeah, Hunter Dickinson is not just the average player. He is the man in the middle for this Michigan team. But with that, that'll bring us to our starting lineup. It's going to start with the Ohio University Buckeyes. I'm already thinking of next weekend, Adam. The Ohio University Bobcats. 1 through 5, it's Miles Brown starting at point guard, followed by Jalen Hunter and Devin Baker at the 2 and the 3. A.J. Clayton will be the 4 player for Ohio, and then rounding things out, the man in the middle for the Bobcats, averaging close to 11 points a game and 12 rebounds a game. It's number 4, Dwight Wilson. And on the side of the Michigan Wolverines, it's Kobe Buffkin, Jalen Llewellyn, and Jet Howard, the 3 guards in the starting lineup. Then it'll be Terrence Williams, the 2nd, playing the 4, and then the person who we just talked so much about, man in the middle, the arguably most important piece of this Michigan team, Hunter Dickinson, rounding things out at the 5.
Dickinson is the key component. He's on the court right now preparing to take the tip. He metaphorically and quite literally towers over everyone on this court. He didn't have a bad night by any means, but in terms of what this team needs from their captain, he needed to step up a bit more. And with that, we go to the opening tip. Got the crowd fired up. The Maze Rage is here and loud. Got a couple of flags that say Ohio sucks. I believe that's pretty evergreen, both between the Buckeyes this weekend, the Bobcats tonight. And I guess this afternoon, some Bills fans went to Detroit and agreed with that sentiment as they played the professional football team from Ohio.
Yeah, the Michigan football team yesterday barely escaping the Illinois Fighting Illini, and now all eyes for the football team at least are pointing towards Ohio State next weekend. But for the Michigan basketball team, they're looking Ohio dead in the eyes right now. Michigan versus Ohio. The Wolverines versus the Bobcats just seconds away. You're listening to WCBN Sports here on YouTube.
Finishing up the lights. Should be a relatively quick game tonight. It's on Big Ten Network, so some media timeouts, but not quite as lengthy as ABC or Fox or ESPN.
It'll be Wilson and Dickinson to jump, and Dickinson, by no surprise, wins it. It's going to be Jalen Llewellyn to bring it up the floor. Swung around the ring to Buffkin, now up top for Williams. Coming off a double screen down low is Llewellyn, and now dishing inside for Dickinson. He's going to go to work. Spins baseline with the left hand. Kick out pass. Llewellyn showed a shot in the corner. Now will kick up top. Buffkin from the top of the key. His three won't go. Rebound pulled down by Hunter. Nice cross-court left-handed pass. It's going to be Brown now working up top. One-on-one against Kobe Buffkin. Pass inside. It's going to be Dickinson providing the defense now. Spinning around as Wilson now goes back to the right hand. His baby hook won't go, and it's tipped out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be last touched by the Bobcats.
Michigan coming out hot, but unable to land anything yet. Second possession coming up right now.
Ohio coming out in a bit of a 2-2-1 full-court press, and Llewellyn breaks it with ease and with a nice pass to Kobe Buffkin, and now he'll get it right back and dish it right back to Buffkin. A little bit of a hopscotch going on. Back cut by Jet Howard. Now Michigan's going to go to work with 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Hunter Dickinson comes up, sets a high ball screen, swing pass. The three ball won't go, and now it's going to be, again, the Bobcats running out in transition. Brown with a nice shimmy shake. He'll keep his dribble alive, bring it up top. Swung to the opposite edge to Baker. Driving hard with the right hand. A step back pull-up jumper from the mid-range off the front of the rim, and a nice rebound by Jet Howard.
Jet in the paint, rebounding his sticky hands, and that's going to be key later in the season in Big Ten play.
Little dump down pass off the pick and roll, and that's 2 points for Michigan. Jet Howard's going to get the assist, and Hunter Dickinson on the board first with 2 points for the Wolverines. Ohio looking to answer back. Michigan switches on a full few ball screens. Hunter Dickinson retreats to the paint. Kick out. Three ball on the way, left short. That one coming off the right hand of Clayton. Ohio pulls down the rebound, and it's a good putback.
That may have been the least pretty rebound I've seen in a while, but it had enough to go in, and that's what counts in the box score.
So Ohio ties it up 2-2. They elect not to go to the press here and just retreat back to the half court. Buffkin working right in front of the Bobcat bench. He'll get a screen from Dickinson. Hesitation dribble, now pass up top for Howard. Gives it right back to Buffkin. Looking for Dickinson inside. Passes to the right hand. Pull-up jumper from the short corner and leaves it well short. Rebound Hunter, and now the Bobcats are out and running. Pass over to Baker. He'll do a little handoff with Brown. Now bounce pass inside. Dickinson and Hunter working low. Spin move. Wilson goes up with the right hand. That one won't go. Terrence Williams pulls down the rebound. Neither team able to find the bottom of the bucket right now. Another high ball screen from Dickinson, and Terrence Williams just loses it. A wide open pass down the other end of the court, and that's 2 points for Hunter.
That was a beautiful layup compared to that first one.
17 minutes left to play here in the first half. The Michigan Wolverines down by 2. It's 4-2 Bobcats. Dickinson working up top. Pass over to Llewellyn on the edge. Gets a ball screen, pulls off, fires the three ball, and it goes. Beautiful shot off the dribble, and Michigan takes the lead again. It's 5-4. Pull-up jumper way too hot. That one coming off the left hand of Jalen Hunter. Hits nothing but backboard, and Hunter Dickinson able to pull down the rebound. Athletic play by Llewellyn. Lost the ball, dropped down to his knees, and was able to spin and keep his dribble at the same time. Gets it back up to Kobe Buffkin, who will pull a three now. That one hit every part of the rim but couldn't go.
Good look right there. High percentage shot. Didn't land this time, but I like that they're taking those.
Pass to the elbow for Clayton. Now he'll kick up top for Wilson. Dickinson giving him all sorts of space. He doesn't want to shoot that three ball. Pass down to Clayton, who now will swing it back inside for Wilson. Much more comfortable on this part of the court. Working one-on-one against Dickinson. Trying to get back to his left hand. Awkward floater, and he can't find the bottom. Rebound, Dickinson. Now he'll swing up. Kobe Buffkin in transition. Handoff, Jet Howard. Dribbles once with the right hand. Tries to go back with the left and has it stripped. Ohio out and running. Baker. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line, and that finds the bottom of the net. 6-5 Bobcats.
Michigan is looking sloppy. They're giving up turnovers. They're making poor decisions, and it's going to cost them some points, and it's keeping this game very close so far.
Llewellyn dribbles over in front of the Ohio bench. Shows his shot now. That three ball off the back of the rim. A quick pull from Michigan, but it won't go. Brown now working in transition. Dribbles back, shows his shot, pull it back, and what a pass. Step back move into the pick and roll. Wilson wide open underneath the basket. And as we head to the first media timeout, Ohio leads 8-5.
I am not loving what I'm seeing so far from this Michigan team. Looking very sloppy. The turnovers aren't in their favor. Already has 2 so far and a couple of close calls on the court. I'm really concerned about this. They're taking a lot of shots from 3. So far, they've already attempted 5 of them. Only one's landed, including Hunter Dickinson took one. That's something he's been working on all offseason, trying to add that extra tool to his game. But I think I speak for any Michigan fan when I say it's not quite working out so far. They're trying to build them into a Luka Garza-esque player. And besides their height and both of them being from the D.C. area, they're different types of players. I don't know why they're trying to add this. It would be awesome if he could shoot the 3, but he just can't. You need to build a team around him being strong and big in the paint.
Yeah, at the collegiate level, that dominant post player, you can get away with, not really having an outside game. As Hunter Dickinson looks to extend his game to the next level, to the NBA, he's going to have to develop that, but the offseason, as we mentioned, is the time to develop skills. Right now, we are in the game. It's 8-5 Ohio, if you're just tuning in. We'd like to thank you for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan men's basketball live here from Crisler Center.
In the media timeout right now, under 16, Michigan, Juwan Howard's probably drawing up a ton of plays. Down by 3, I know it's early, but if you've been here, it honestly should be a little higher. Michigan just isn't making the shots, and they're getting sloppy on transition play, and it's very showing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the second Michigan basketball game of the day. The Michigan women's team pulled out a win today over unranked Fairfield out in Connecticut, 69-53 the final to keep their perfect 4-0 record, 5-0 if you count that early exhibition game against Damon.
I know you do. You love Damon.
Emily Kaiser continues her impressive campaign. Kaiser, through the last 3 games, 3 games ago, 25, 4, and 4. 4 rebounds, 4 steals. The game after that, 25, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists, just 2 assists shy of a triple-double. And then in today in Fairfield, Connecticut, 20 more points, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. Kaiser has been phenomenal coming into the season. Came back for her 5th year, had that COVID year, decided to use it as a grad student, and boy, has it paid off. She's looked incredible.
Absolutely. This women's team is special. 4-0 already, putting astronomical numbers up on offense. Almost broke the triple digits the other night. Going to face a little bit tougher opponents than what they've seen in the Gulf Coast Invitational. But I'm excited to follow that team, just like I'm excited to follow the men's Wolverines as well.
One final note on the Michigan women's team for all the fans at home. A great sign, Leah Brown getting some actual playing time today. She had been, kind of in and out, had an injury at the end of last year, slowly working her back in. Got significant minutes for the first time this year today. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. We're out of the media timeout. Ohio coming back out in that 2-2-1 full court press, and Llewellyn deciding to break it with the dribble this time. And now Ohio settling back into a 2-3 sort of flex 3-2 zone. Dickinson up with the left hand, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
First trip to the line for either team. Hunter needs to make this, bring it within 1 ideally. Even on Thursday night, Michigan struggled from the line. They had gimme points that they didn't even want to take.
First free throw from Dickinson rims out. A 75% free throw shooter on the year. 12 for 16 coming into this game, make it 12 for 17. The second one to make it a 2-point ball game will go. Just under 15 minutes left to play here in the half. Ohio leads by 2, 8-6 is the score. Kickback pass, 3-ball coming from right in front of the Michigan bench, and it goes. Brown coming off the screen, pulls, quick catch and shoot, and now Ohio's lead extended to 5, 11-6 here. Llewellyn working up top. Pass over to Jet Howard, now inside for Dickinson. Calling for a back screen, tried to throw a cross-court pass, got it batted right back into his face. Now kick pass to Buffkin, driving downhill is Llewellyn. Pull-up jumper from the short corner, and that won't go. Ohio now pushing in transition. They've got this comfortable 5-point lead. Dribbling with the left hand is Hunter. Passes, now gets it right back. Now will dish to the corner. Right to left cross. Mid-range pull-up jumper from Baker, and it'll go.
Ohio's making their shots and Michigan isn't. It's that simple. The question is, how do you overcome that? What alternatives do you need to make? I wouldn't even be opposed to them using a timeout and making an adjustment soon.
50% from the floor and from beyond the arc for Ohio. Jet Howard's pass is tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Michigan ball underneath. It'll be Kobe Buffkin to inbound. Terrace Reed Jr. will check in for Dickinson, so the big man will go get a much-needed break. Buffkin trying to get it inbounded. Lob pass for Jet Howard. He's going to work in the short corner alone. One dribble with the right hand, turns around, and a nice kiss off the glass for 2 points.
Howard has been the one bright spot of the team this season. When freshman of the week in week 1, he's bringing the points in the offense when the rest of the team's struggling.
Brown showed his shot in the corner, and now will drive up to the top of the key with his right hand. Kick back pass. Roderick driving downhill. Now will kick back up top to Brown. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Brown working one-on-one against Kobe Buffkin. Steps into the three-pointer, and that one will go. Make it 2 in a row for Brown.
The Bobcats are 5 of their last 5 from the field, including 2 threes in that span.
Llewellyn dribbles up, will hand it off to Reed Jr. Couple dribble handoffs. It's Jet Howard driving downhill now. Tried to go back to his left. Ohio met him. Kick all the way around the horn. Kobe Buffkin for 3, and it'll go. Michigan finally catches a bright spot from beyond the arc, and it's now a 5-point ball game. 16-11, Bobcats out in front. 12:30 left to play in the half. Brown working on Jet Howard, now gets the switch on to Llewellyn. Pass inside, and that's going to be a travel call. A nice pick and roll. It was Wisnitzer that rolled hard, but he traveled.
Michigan catches a break there. Likely would have been 2 points if the whistle did not blow. Baker comes in, the transfer student from Duke.
A few substitutions for Michigan. Ohio coming back out in this full court press, just trying to slow Michigan down a little bit. Few dribble drives, kick out. Terrence Williams with a wide open 3. It'll go off the back iron. Rebound pulled down by Sheldon, making an impact as soon as he checks into the game. Ball swung to the corner. Roderick driving downhill on Joey Baker. Tried to put up a floater with the right hand, and it won't go. Reed Jr. pulls it down. Doug McDaniel now dribbling down the right side of the court. Nice little crossover. Skip pass. And there's going to be a quick whistle, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. It was Isaiah Barnes trying to drive baseline.
Real missed opportunity there for the Wolverines. Wide open on the far side of the court. Got the pass, just literally a game of inches and millimeters. Had an inch on the line, and that got whistled quickly, derailing any chance of points that possession. Michigan is trailing by 5. 16-11. Pretty far into this first half. 11:47 remaining. And Michigan is still having the offensive woes that they felt deep on Thursday.
Yeah, sort of getting some flashbacks. Michigan shooting just 36% from the floor. And if you remember, we mentioned before the game the other day against Arizona State, 33.9%. Some alarm bells have to be going off inside the heads of the Wolverines right now. They need to find the bottom of the basket.
It's easier said than done, but I guess one strategy I would consider is pivoting away from the three-point offense. They aren't built like they have been in the past. They're definitely a much bigger, much more physical. They don't have those pure shooters that they were able to rely on, like Livers, like Franz, I guess even going back further, like Stauskas. And this just isn't going well for the Wolverines to keep trying to play in that playbook. What's your biggest strength? You got a ton of size on this team. Why aren't you taking more contested shots in the paint? You got the size, you got the build, you'll win those more times than you'll lose them. I'm wondering if they need to start rethinking their entire offensive strategy.
You want to talk about using that size. Hunter Dickinson has only shot twice so far, and he's on the bench right now.
And Dickinson, he had that from three as well, which is not how I would be using him. He had the very first point of the game was him on a layup. That is much more aligned with his strong suit. He's the tallest guy on the court in nearly every game he plays in. Why aren't you using him and just bullying the opponent right in the paint?
Looking down, see WCBN zone. Zach Linfield right behind the scorer's table in his Charmander onesie.
He had to mix it up. Musa, he was a Moose last season for Musa Diabate. Diabate declared for the NBA, so he left the university, had to find a new costume to mix it in. No cows yet this season. I hear they're looking to get that sorted up again. They called it Howard's Herd for head coach. Howard.
That's a fantastic name. If you're going to show up as a group of cows, Howard's Herd is probably the best name you could pick.
It's a good one. If any students are listening and want free tickets and are willing to dress up as a bovine every game, get in touch with the Maze Rage because they are looking for some. For those just tuning in, Michigan is concluding this under-12 media timeout, trailing by 5 as Ohio takes the inbound pass.
11:45 to play. It's going to be Sheldon to bring it up the floor, working one-on-one against Doug McDaniel. McDaniel applying pressure. Now kick to the wing. Swung up top. It was Hadaway. Swung all the way around the horn now, and the three ball goes in and out. Brown almost found his third of the game. Isaiah Barnes will bring it up. Now dishes off to McDaniel. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Reed Jr. comes up, sets a high ball screen. McDaniel, again, still just keeping the ball up near the top of the key. Now a pass inside for Reed Jr. Tried to go to the middle, and it's going to be a foul called. Will Shetter will go and shoot two.
This is his first real minutes of the season so far. I'm very eager to see how he'll fit into this Michigan offense.
They're going to say he was on the floor, so it'll be Michigan to inbound from underneath the basket. It's going to be Isaiah Barnes. Lob pass in for Joey Baker, and a foul called before the lob pass got in, and it's going to be called on Brown. He held Baker. So we're going to do it again. The shot clock resets to 20. This time it's going to be Joey Baker to inbound.
1 second taken off the game clock there.
Gets it in cleanly to Reed Jr., who will dish it up top to McDaniel. Some let's go Michigan chants start from the Mage Rage. McDaniel working downhill, a deep two pull-up jumper. That one won't go. Reed Jr. crashes the glass and pulls down the rebound. Bounce pass for McDaniel. Tried to drive downhill, but elects to pull it back out. 10 seconds left on the shot clock now. Pass, Reed Jr., short corner. Tried to drive baseline. He's got it tipped away from him, and there's going to be a foul. Ohio wanted the travel call on Reed Jr., but the referees say he lost control, and now Will Cheddar will go to the line, and he'll shoot two.
It was definitely contested there. By the letter of the law, the rule book, it probably could have been a travel. Questionable to see whether it was intentional or not on that loss. A loss of control. regardless, no whistle blown there, blown a couple seconds later, this time giving Michigan an opportunity to close off this deficit.
The Maze Rage falls quiet as Cheddar steps to the line, and he'll shoot 2. First one rims in and out.
Michigan 1 for 3 from the line today. We saw this on Thursday. I thought it might have just been playing in a neutral environment, not at home, but to see this in Crisler is really concerning.
Cheddar's second will drop, nothing but net. That makes the score 16-12. 10:40 left to play in the half. The Bobcats out in front. Ohio, 5 of their last 7, although they haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Bounce pass inside for Wilson, working one-on-one against Reed Jr. 2 dribbles with the left hand, spins baseline, and it's blocked.
Huge play right there. Michigan has the size. I think pairing up each Michigan player with their counterpart on the Bobcats, Michigan has the height advantage for nearly every matchup.
Sheldon gets the lob pass in over the head of Cheddar, and now a couple dribble handoffs. Kickback pass from Sheldon, and the 3 ball off to the right side. It won't go. It was Clayton who pulled that one. McDaniel will bring it up in transition now. Gets a ball screen, decides not to use it. He'll pull it out. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. McDaniel calling for the horn set. Tries to drive downhill. Now he'll pull back to the middle. He'll pull a 3 ball, but there's a whistle first. It's going to be an illegal screen called on Reed Jr., and that ball is going to go the other way.
I'm really wondering, where is Hunter? He's been out of the game for close to 5 minutes of clock at this point. He's the captain, he's the backbone, he's the height of the team, and he's been on the bench, and there's no signs of him getting ready to check back in.
Sheldon will bring it up. It's Baker coming off an Iverson screen. He'll get a ball screen now with 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Couple hesitation dribbles, now kick out. Roderick driving downhill, now he'll kick back out to Baker, pulls a 3 in the face of Will Cheddar, and it's tipped away. It's going to stay Ohio ball.
Ohio has a scoring drought right now for the past 3 minutes, 13 seconds of game clock. They're 0 of the last 5 from the field today. Just really struggling after being so hot to begin with. They got 5 in a row. Now they got 0 out of 5 in a row.
Michigan without a field goal in over 3 minutes as well. Neither team able to score right now. Pass to the corner for Clayton. 1 dribble up with the left, and now bounce pass inside for Wilson. Shot clock down to 4. Tries to spin back. Will Cheddar just walling straight up. In a great defensive possession, and the ball is loose. Ohio's going to recover. They'll get a fresh shot clock. Joey Baker tried to dive after the loose ball, but he couldn't reel it in. Driving downhill is Baker. A tough turnaround jumper won't go. Isaiah Barnes pulls down the rebound. McDaniel driving with the left hand. Now gets all the way to the rack. Pass to the corner. Cheddar. Ball fake. Driving. Baseline now. Fighting through contact. The layup won't go, but he'll shoot 2.
Love that look. Love the ball movement. Use your side advantage. Run downhill towards the basket and then flick it out. Looked like it might land there, but at least he'll have a redemption shot from the line.
Cheddar went 1 for 2 his last time at the line a few minutes ago. Going to look to extend his 50% free throw percentage. First one is up, and it rims in. 16-13 the score, 8:53 left to play in the first half. Reed Jr. and Isaiah Barnes down low to rebound for Michigan. 3 dribbles from Cheddar, and the second free throw drops as well. Make that 3 points for Cheddar on 3 for 4 from the charity stripe.
A fan in the stands had a big sign with a block of cheese after making both of those shots.
Baker drives downhill with the right, now goes back to the left. Kick out pass, and the 3 ball won't go. They're going to say it went off the hands of McDaniel.
That gets a reaction from the crowd, from the student section especially. Looking at this replay, let's see how close it is. I don't know if I would have called that.
Yeah, that one definitely could have gone either way. It's going to be Baker up top with it now. He's got a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Pass inside for Wilson. Nice turnaround move and gets the layup to go. 18-14, a 4-point lead for the Bobcats.
After 4 minutes and 30 seconds of a scoring drought, Bobcats finally find the bottom of the basket.
Reed and McDaniel working in the pick and roll. Joey Baker kicks to the corner. Barnes for three now off the back of the rim. Athletic rebound there for Hunter, and the Bobcats are out and running. 8 minutes left to play here in the half. 18-14, still the score. Bobcats out in front. Clayton pulls a three ball. That one again long. He's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc today. McDaniel working up. Nice spin back to the right hand. Gets to the middle of the lane. Floater, and that one will go. A highlight reel play for Doug McDaniel. And Michigan finally ends the drought. Their first field goal and closing in on 5 minutes.
We do have some Michigan players lining up to check on in here, including Hunter.
Three ball goes. An athletic shot from Hunter coming off the handoff and just lets it fly. From the looks of it, it'll be a full 5-for-5 substitution for Michigan. All 5 starters are set to re-enter. 7:12 left in the half. It's 21-16 Ohio. Will Cheddar dribbles up top, hands off to Baker, who gives it right back to McDaniel. Ball screen from Reed Jr. coming. McDaniel trying to work around it, and he has it stripped. Nice steal there from Hunter. Kicks up in transition to the corner. Roderick driving downhill with the left hand, puts it up to Clayton, who has it stripped. It's going to go off Clayton's foot and out of bounds. And we're going to have a few substitutions. The entire Michigan starting 5 checking back in.
Michigan at the last media timeout was down by 5. What happens now? They're still down by 5. Despite an extended scoring drought from the Buckeyes, Bobcats, Michigan is unable to cut into that deficit. I got the football team on my mind.
Our minds are already on this weekend, Adam.
I do not love Michigan's play style right now. They're 2 for 9 from 3. My question is, why are you shooting so much from 3 against a team like the Bobcats? It's unnecessary. Michigan just uses their size. We've seen some jump shots for 2 that have landed. I don't know why Michigan is trying to force this against a team like the Bobcats. It's unnecessary to beat them. I'd entertain an argument if they were playing Kentucky, they were playing Virginia, they were playing UNC, but that's later. Right now, they're playing the Bobcats. You need to tailor your offensive strategy to your opponent.
Michigan just 2 for 9 from beyond the arc for 22.2%, shooting just 35% from the floor at 5 for 14. So with 6:50 left in the half, if you're just tuning in, the number 20 ranked Michigan Wolverines trail to the Ohio Bobcats 21-16. Leading the way for Ohio in both points and rebounds is Jalen Hunter with 7 points and 4 rebounds. Devin Baker leading with 3 assists. On the side of Michigan, the leading scorer for right now, it's a 3-way tie. Hunter Dickinson, Kobe Buffkin, and Jalen Llewellyn all have 3 points.
Not a good look. And then Michigan, when your top scorers are all in 3-point range this point in the game, it raises a lot of red flags. And it's the same exact red flags that we saw on Thursday. And the hope was for Michigan fans that they come back, make adjustments. It just isn't happening.
I should note Will Cheddar also tied for the team leader in points with 3 of his own. Doesn't have a field goal yet. 3 for 4 from the free throw line.
You're right, exactly. And when a guy who's 3 for 4 from the free throw and nothing else is tied for your top scorer at this point in the game, sound the alarm bells. The media timeout wraps up as Michigan's starting 5 comes on. Buffkin, Dickinson, Llewellyn, Williams, and Howard all back on the hardwood for the Wolverines.
Ohio comes out of the timeout again in a 1-2-2 full court press this time. A little bit of a mix-up. Michigan breaks it easily. Nice pass from Llewellyn up to Buffkin. And now we're going to be working in the half court. 16 seconds left in the shot clock. Couple dribble handoffs. Couple back screens now. Dickinson with the ball up top. 1 dribble with the right hand. Hands off to Buffkin. Driving downhill. Athletic drive to the basket. Kick out. Llewellyn for 3 off the front of the rim. Won't go. The ball getting batted around. Terrence Williams pulls down the rebound. And he gets hit in the face. But it's going to be a no call. Ohio running with the ball the other way. Hunter up top. Pass to the middle of the lane. Nice right-handed floater. Won't go. Brown slaps his hands together. He wants that one back. Llewellyn now coming down in transition, driving with the right hand, top of the key. Kick back. Terrence Williams driving baseline. Gets all the way underneath. Pass. Kobe Buffkin. His three ball wide open, and it rims in and out.
Michigan is now 2 for 11 from beyond the arc. I'm questioning why that's where they're taking these shots from. They're getting good ball movement. They're getting the lanes to go towards the basket. They're just kicking it out.
21 for 16. Michigan fans wanted a double dribble. And Brown bangs his third three-pointer of the day. Make him 3 for 4 from downtown and put 9 points in his back pocket. Ohio extends their lead. 24-16 the score here in Ann Arbor. Dickinson with the ball up top. Pass now Llewellyn. Showed his shot. Will decide to come off the Dickinson ball screen. Spins back to his left hand. Keeping his dribble alive. Goes back to the corner. Steps back. Lob pass inside for Dickinson. 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Dickinson trying to drive baseline. A tough finish up and under. And Michigan ending the drought. Hadn't scored in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Finally able to put some points on the board there. It's 24-18.
Those are the type of shots I want to see Hunter make. He has 5 inches on the next tallest guy.
Ohio runs through a few ball screens. Now working one-on-one down low against Dickinson, and Dickinson steals it. The big man showing off his hustle. Great hands and dives to the floor for the loose ball. Kobe Buffkin driving downhill, and he's fouled. It was Baker who stepped over to try and take a charge, but he got there too late. It's going to be on the floor. It'll be Michigan ball underneath.
We do have 6 fouls of this half, which will put Michigan in the bonus on the next one. The one bright spot of this game so far, Michigan's been pretty disciplined. Only 1 foul committed by the Wolverines in the first 16 minutes of play.
Ohio leads 24-18, 4:34 left in the half. It's Llewellyn trying to inbound from underneath. Barely gets it away as the count was just hitting 5. Buffkin trying to drive baseline. Nice job there by Brown cutting him off. Pass up top for Williams. Now pass to the corner for Llewellyn. Showed a shot, driving downhill with the left hand. Tough finish, but it won't go. It was Clayton there providing the defense. Brown now coming down in transition. Through the legs move, behind the back. Skip pass, kick to the corner. 3 ball for Ohio, rims in. It's Hunter who drops that one home. And the lead closing in on double digits. It's 27-18 Bobcats.
Michigan needs adjustments quick.
Terrence Williams driving downhill. His layup won't go. Ball batted around, and Kobe Buffkin pulls down the rebound. Kick to Jet Howard in the corner, and his 3 will go. Michigan gets a deep ball to go, and now we're down to a 6-point lead, 27-21. Both teams now in the 20s. Kick to the corner. Another 3 ball blocked. Jet Howard right there. Brown tried to go with the quick release, but the lanky frame of Jet Howard right there to knock it away.
Jet Howard is providing the spark that this Michigan team desperately needs. Both on offense and defense, he has the most hustle out of any of the guys on the court, and he's showing Michigan needed a guy to step up, and Jet took that position.
We mentioned before the game that the freshman Jet Howard has looked incredible so far. One Big Ten Freshman of the Week. He's a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. One of those from downtown for a team-high 5 points. Also toss in 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block. Starting to fill out the stat sheet here in the first half. If you're just tuning in, the Ohio Bobcats. Kind of surprising everyone here in Ann Arbor. They lead 27-21 with 3:33 left here in the half. Leading the way for them, Jalen Hunter, 10 points, 5 rebounds, on his way to a double-double.
If I'm a Michigan fan, I have to be very concerned at the trajectory of this season so far. If Ohio Bobcats could come into Crisler and perform like this and be leading essentially going into halftime, it looks like, what's going to happen when you go to a neutral site and face Kentucky? What's going to happen when you welcome Virginia to the Crisler Center? What's going to happen when you go to a technically neutral but essentially a road environment against UNC and Charlotte later this month? I don't know if Michigan would even be able to keep it close against any of those teams.
Adam, you mentioned Kentucky, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that 2 weekends from now, myself and Adam will be across the pond in London covering Michigan basketball, facing off against Kentucky. That will definitely be quite the exciting game. We'll have all sorts of content coming for you from good old London. So make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at WCBN Sports on Twitter. You can find the rest of our socials there as well. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already by clicking that big rectangular subscribe button underneath the video feed. And while you're at it, click the bell icon as well to be notified anytime we go live so you never miss a broadcast. We have quite the slate coming up. We've got this one here right now, and then, of course, just under a week from now, you, me, and Zach Linfield will be in Columbus, Ohio, covering the last regular season football game for the Michigan football team as they face off against the Ohio State Buckeyes, a rematch of last year's game here in Ann Arbor. And then, again, as I mentioned, the weekend after that, we head to London. We've got quite the schedule lined up.
You missed Michigan welcoming Virginia in the ACC Big Ten Tournament. We'll be covering that. Definitely quite the slate. Depending on what happens on Saturday, we might be going to Indianapolis. And then either Pasadena or Phoenix or Atlanta, it's looking like at this point, into December. If anyone has any suggestions of fun locations to go in London, England, send a message. We'd love some suggestions.
Ohio to inbound from the corner. 3:30 left to play here in the half. They still hold a 6-point lead. It's Hunter working up top, one-on-one against Llewellyn. Drives inside, floater, nice kiss off the glass. Dickinson tried to get tall, but he put it up and over him. 29-21, the lead extended to 8 here. Llewellyn dribbles it up. Ohio has dropped back into man-to-man defense, has abandoned the full-court press. Handoff, Jet Howard, lob pass inside for Dickinson, up with the left, and he was fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Dickinson slaps his hands in frustration. He wanted the and 1.
This is Hunter's second trip to the line. He was 1 for 2 in his first one. Michigan now is in the bonus with that 7th foul. Once again, Michigan's been pretty disciplined. Only 1 foul committed, opposed to 7 drawn.
Dickinson's first free throw, nothing but net. 29-22 the score for Michigan now. They trail by 7. 2 dribbles with the left hand for Dickinson. The shot up, and the second one good as well. Make it 29-23. Michigan trying to close the gap here before we head into the halftime locker rooms. 3 minutes left to play in the half. Sheldon will bring it up in transition. Bounce pass to Clayton. A few Bobcats run into each other. No whistle. 2 dribbles with the right hand from Wilson. Now he'll kick it to the corner. Brown, left to right cross, driving downhill on Jet Howard. Kick to the corner. Clayton now for 3, and it won't go. He'll go to the line and shoot 3 free throws. Kobe Buffkin called for the foul, and he is not happy with that call.
This will be the first trip to the line for the Bobcats. Looking to extend their lead. Potential to make it a 9-point game if all 3 are hits.
It'll be A.J. Sheldon to go to the line and shoot 3 as Kobe Buffkin pleads his case with the referee. First free throw hits about every part of the rim possible, but won't go. A.J. Clayton, the first free throw he's missed all year was a perfect 3 for 3 coming in this ball game. Make it 4 for 5 now for 80%.
One final shot since it was beyond the arc.
And that one rims in and out again. So Michigan gives up 1 point after fouling the 3-point shooter. Jet Howard now driving inside. Nice Euro step. Dish off to Hunter Dickinson, and that's 2 points. The lead cut to 5 now. 2:30 left to play in the half. And again, there's that name, Jet Howard, continuing to fill out the stat sheet. 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a block. Baker working up top on Buffkin. Pulls a floater. That one too long. Dickinson pulls down the rebound. Couple handoffs. It's Jet Howard now driving with the left hand. Tried to Dish out to Kobe Buffkin. It's going to be tipped, and it's going to stay Michigan ball. Jet Howard wanted the floater, kicked to an open Buffkin who drove downhill, and you could see the disdain on Jet Howard's face. Buffkin was wide open from downtown, but elected to drive to the basket.
That was a great look, too. Michigan's lucky to retain possession, though. Definitely a 50-50 call right there.
Buffkin's going to inbound. Dickinson standing up top. He's just going to catch and shoot from the top of the key. His 3-ball will go. Ohio left him wide open, and the big man drains it. The lead cut to 2. 30-28 is the score here in Crisler Center.
Dickinson had a bit of a showboat celebration going down the court after that last one.
Long skip pass to the corner, now pass back up top. It's Baker calling for the ball screen from Clayton. One dribble at the right hand, kick back to the left. Clayton now to the corner. Roderick driving downhill against Kobe Buffkin, and it won't go. Dickinson tips the rebound to Terrence Williams. Now the Wolverines out and running. Williams, bounce pass inside for Dickinson. Cross-court pass. Llewellyn's 3 from the pass from Dickinson, and it falls way short for an air ball.
Michigan makes 1 3, and they think they completely cured their shooting woes. On the afternoon, they're 4 for 14 from beyond the arc, 28%. Shooting 39% from the court.
1:10 left to play in the half. Ohio leads by 2. They led by as much as 9. Handoff. Baker working one-on-one against Kobe Buffkin. Ball tipped away, but Baker able to get it back. Dribbles with the left hand, now getting to the middle of the lane with the right. Tried to put up a shot. Buffkin blocks it. Now Clayton recovers. His 3-ball won't go. Dickinson pulls down the rebound. Under a minute left to play here in the first half. Handoff, Jet Howard, a little shimmy shake, goes back to the right hand. Ball screen from Dickinson. No look pass to Buffkin. Now inside for Dickinson again. He's got the right foot planted. Face up, shot fake for Dickinson, shot fakes again. Pulls up for a 3rd time, and that one will go.
Hunter Dickinson has single-handedly tied this game. Maybe not single-handedly, he's gotten some work. And he fires up the crowd with 22 seconds left in this first half.
As a timeout is called, both teams will head to their bench. Hunter Dickinson tries to pump up the crowd. Michigan on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 4 of their last 5 from the field. The one they missed, that 3-ball that fell short for Llewellyn. But now we are tied up. It's 30-30. Wolverines making a case for themselves as we're getting close to the halftime locker room.
I love the passion that Michigan's been playing with the past 2 minutes. They recognize that this is not a team they should be losing to. And they just stepped it into top gear, hustling on every point, getting the ball movement. It's helped that their shots are finally beginning to hit. Don't know if that's a change in strategy or just change in luck. But Michigan is in a much better position right now than they were a minute and a half ago.
The horn sounds. It's going to be Ohio ball. Most likely will hold for the last shot here. 22.7 seconds left in the half. The shot clock is dead. No substitutions for either team. It's going to be Roderick to inbound right in front of the Michigan bench. Gets it in cleanly for Brown, and now he is going to hold for the last shot. Puts it through his legs twice. The defense chants start to ring throughout Crisler Center. It's Llewellyn applying pressure up top. Hand off to Baker now. Kobe Buffkin playing defense closely. Michigan switches the ball screen. Now Jet Howard on the ball. Driving downhill is Baker. Pulls up, and he's going to be fouled with 3.1 seconds left. Jet Howard caught him from behind. He'll shoot 2.
Only the 3rd foul of the game so far from Michigan. 3 seconds left, so a chance if Michigan uses, if they play their cards rightly, they could get a shot off. It'll be tough depending on if they make it or not.
He was fouled while shooting, so Baker will shoot 2. First one off the back of the rim, no good.
1 for 4 for the Bobcats from the line today. Crisler atmosphere is really getting to them on this Sunday night.
That one is first free throw miss of the season. His second free throw up and good. Williams gets it in. Jet Howard coming up over half court. Passes to Dickinson. Pulls up from the top of the key, and it'll go.
Dickinson with the final 7 points 8 points, pardon me, that was a 3 at the end of the half, taking Michigan into the tunnel, leading by 2 now. It looked like a 2 to me, but they counted it as a 3. Let's see if they maybe do an adjustment as the referees are huddled at the score table.
It was real close. If anything, it's Dickinson's big toe that was maybe on the line. But either way, Michigan takes the lead heading into halftime. Again, they were down by as much as 9, and Hunter Dickinson comes out of nowhere. We were talking about the fact that he needed to step up for Michigan to come back into this game, and boy, oh boy, has he. 14 points and 4 rebounds going into the halftime locker room. Also a steal on his mark, and that one was not unearned. He dove after a loose ball, putting his 7'2" body on the line, and now Michigan back out in front. 33-31 the score.
Michigan really finished the half with a lot of passion. We had a field goal. Michigan has had 5 of their last 6 field goals made going into the locker room. Compare that with the Ohio University Bobcats. They have not made a shot from the field in the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. They did get some shots from the line to negate this, but Michigan had that dog in them, that passion going into the locker room, and it shows by the score. With their first lead in almost 17 minutes of game play.
So we do have the official word from the booth. The Dickinson ball at the buzzer is counting as a 3-pointer. So Hunter Dickinson, 6 for 7 from the floor for 17 points in the first half. Should be noted he made his last 5 shots, most of those coming down the stretch.
He's now he's looking good from beyond the arc today. 6 for 7. That can't be right. He's missed more than 1. Our scorebook says he's 6 for 7, but I could think of several that he's missed. So, still looking really great and taking the team on his back, playing with some swagger too.
Showing the Hunter Dickinson that, Michigan fans have come to love. The start of the game, he played 5 minutes and then sat for a majority of, the first portion of that first half. He sat for a good, probably close to 8 minutes before re-entering. And since re-entering, he went on a tear. Again, Michigan trailed by as much as 9. The score now sitting 33-31. Wolverines out in front, looking to bounce back after a tough 25-point loss the other night to the Arizona State Sun Devils.
They looked, nothing was clicking on Thursday night from Brooklyn. But so far we had some signs of that, especially their shooting woes, sloppy play, sloppy transition play. But it seems like, at least by the final 5 minutes of the half, they finally got the memo, made the adjustments, and are looking like a much better team. If you are joining us now, Michigan is leading going into halftime. They were trailing as much as 9 points at one point in the half.
For everyone tuning in, we'd like to thank you for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan men's basketball live here from Crisler Center. My name, Charlie Brigham, alongside me, Adam Bressler. I'm going to pass it over to Jake Singer very shortly here. But again, if you are not already, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon and make sure you get notified anytime we go live. As Adam and I mentioned a few minutes ago, we have a packed, and I mean packed, schedule coming up. Next weekend, myself, Adam, and Zach Linfield heading to Columbus, Ohio for the Michigan-Ohio State football game. There's also the Michigan men's basketball matchup in between there against Virginia for the ACC Challenge. Also, 2 weeks from now, myself and Adam going to London to call men's basketball against Kentucky.
London, England, not Ontario.
London, England. We are headed across the pond. We've got quite the schedule.
Yes, we do, and depending on how Michigan plays on Saturday, we might have an extra broadcast from either Indianapolis or Pasadena or Phoenix or Atlanta. It's looking like those are the final options.
Or multiple of those.
Okay, I have a question for you. I was discussing this with some buddies during yesterday's game. I'm not too disappointed that the Ohio State Buckeyes won against Maryland, because regardless of if they won or lost, if they beat Michigan next week, then they'll be winning the East. They'll be going to Indianapolis, regardless of if they have one loss or if they're undefeated. At least now, both Michigan and Ohio State are going in undefeated into this matchup, and that has me very exciting. First time since 2006. It was not guaranteed, very iffy there in the Michigan-Illinois game, but a lot of close games for the top teams. We saw TCU win by 1 point. We saw close-ish game from both Michigan and Ohio State. Tennessee was knocked off. A lot of question marks.
63-38 the score of that South Carolina-Tennessee game. How about Spencer Rattler? That's a name you haven't heard in a while. Putting on a show. 30-37 for 438 yards and 6 touchdowns.
And for Tennessee, familiar face, Joseph Milton III came in after Hooker left the game with an injury that has since been announced as a season-ending injury. You hate to see that.
Milton, the former Michigan Wolverine, the transfer, went 4 of 8 for 108 yards and a touchdown that in the end didn't really matter other than to boost the stats.
You were up in the booth. That must have been very special, yesterday's game. You must have enjoyed the warmth, too. It was freezing out there.
Yeah, it was not a warm one yesterday. The student section cleared out quick, but those who stayed got quite the game.
You know what they say? Those who stay will be champions. Those who stayed in the student sections felt that.
Yeah, a very, very cold game. I mentioned on the broadcast yesterday, during the third quarter, I went down to the stands for a couple minutes, and the wind was just whipping. It was swirling all around. It was just cold, and it wasn't even like it was raining and it was cold. It was just bitter, bitter cold.
For those just tuning in, we're at the halftime intermission. The Michigan Wolverines, they're 20th ranked, not going to stay that way after the re-rankings tomorrow night, but leading by 2 against the Ohio University Bobcats, really in a beat Ohio type of mood.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the Michigan basketball team has to get past here, but then again, this game, can't mention it enough. The Michigan football team heading to Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes in about a week.
The whole campus is going to be so electric. A lot of people go home. That's one of the question marks about having this game this week. Michigan has so many out-of-state students. At least when it's in Ann Arbor, a lot of students can't go because they're home for Thanksgiving. But all those who will be on campus this week have one thing on mind if they're a football fan, and that's what could Michigan do to match and maybe hinder C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that question up to you and Jake Adam. Charlie Brigham signing off for the first half. Going to pass it on over to my good friend Jake Singer for the second half. Adam Bressler will stay as the color commentator. We'd like to thank you all for listening to the first half, and we will be back. We've got a little more of a halftime show, but play resumes in about 7.5 minutes, so stay tuned, grab some popcorn, and gear up for what should be an exciting second half.
I'm excited to have Jake join me in the booth. I think this might be our first basketball broadcast together. You've been following it on your computer screen, so first of all, how are you doing tonight, Jake? And second of all, what does Michigan need to do to continue their momentum at the end of the first half?
Well, thank you, Adam, for welcoming me in. Exciting to be here. Michigan really had a struggling first half, really until those last 2 minutes there with the emergence of Hunter Dickinson. You saw Hunter really have to take control of the game, hitting, of course, the three-point buzzer beater, but even before that, on 3 of his own with 2 post shots. So I think going into the second half, Hunter Dickinson will need to continue to get the ball. They'll need to continue to feed him as well as work the perimeter shots more so. Michigan, a part of their game plan has been the three-point shot, and it's been a part of their identity for as long as I can remember. And into the season, they've really struggled hitting that three-point shot. Against ASU, they were 4 for 21, and even tonight they're 5 for 15. So getting that ball to the perimeter, getting it to guys like Kobe Buffkin, Jet Howard, Jalen Llewellyn, even Hunter Dickinson that are prized, prime three-point shooters. They need to start hitting those shots instead of just taking them.
Here's what I'm wondering, because I completely agree. Michigan has long been a three-point deep shot threat type of team, especially amongst the Big Ten, which is usually filled with a lot of bigger power layup type of opponents. But this season they don't seem to have that. Coincidentally, in the fourth year of Juwan Howard's tenure, I'm wondering, without Beeline there to recruit these pure shooters like Stauskas, is Michigan slowly losing its reputation as the three-point university?
I don't think that's the case, and the only reason I say that is because of how the high percentage of three-point shots they're trying to take, as well as the players they are still trying to recruit. You bring in a guy like Joey Baker from Duke, the Duke transfer. His sole job is to be that Duncan Robinson type player where you're going to kick it outside of him and provide that three-point spark. You saw that against Pitt, and Joey Baker had a fantastic night, 15 points on 4 threes. You also have guys like Jet Howard, where before the last 2 games, Jet Howard was shooting at a very high clip from 3.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you work it into people's games like Terrence Williams and Hunter Dickinson. Despite those 2 forwards coming into Michigan not as three-point shooters, now you're seeing both of them continuously taking three-point shots. Terrence Williams is always looking to take that 3 when he has the ball in his hand. So I think all of those reasons combined, you're still looking to shoot the 3. They just cannot find a way to find the bottom of the hole right now. Kobe Buffkin, 3 in and out, 3-point attempts there in the first half, 0 actual made 3-point threes. If he can start making a few of them, that sparks a rally. If you can kick out a Jet Howard in the corner and you can run a play for him, that sparks a rally. You can get a Joey Baker even. So these guys are capable. They just need to find their craft again, because for the last 2 games against Arizona State and now here against Ohio, they've really struggled to find that three-point shot.
Absolutely, and it's a key to Michigan's offense. They're able to move the ball effectively, just the shots aren't looking good when they're thrown on up there. I'm wondering how Baker's going to fit into this team as the season progresses. You mentioned a pro comp of being kind of the Duncan Robinson type. I think that comparison is spot on, considering both were transfers to Michigan. Both came trying to build on their three-point and their deep-range threat. Time will only tell if Joey Baker will be getting a $70 million contract in the National Basketball Association. But Robinson was a key component of Michigan's team.
I think we speak of the three-point shot, but also remember your competition. You're playing an Ohio team that is severely undersized to this Michigan team, and only at the end of the half, Michigan was starting to take advantage of their size in Hunter Dickinson and Terrence Williams. You even saw them put in Will Shetter, who had really not had any severe minutes up to this point, and you put him in, to my mind, for size. So if you can also send the ball inside and utilizing that post move, mid-range shot, even also opening up the opportunities for the guys on the perimeter, you should be taking advantage of that in the second half a lot more, because this team you're playing up against cannot match up with a guy like Hunter Dickinson and Terrence Williams.
Both teams are now back on the hardwood, coming in from the locker room. I'm very curious to see what adjustments Coach Howard made, because definitely some were needed early in that first half. It felt like they were able to make some in the media timeouts, really go on a run, different style of play later in the game. But both teams are out here fired up. Ohio trying to, I guess technically it would be a road win against a ranked opponent. Not going to stay that way for long, but this would be huge for that program.
100%. And if you look at Ohio's team, I mean, we cannot dismiss their style of play this first half. I mean, you have Miles Brown, 9 points, 3 for 6. You have Devon Baker, who was also shooting really well, and even Jalen Hunter, who had 10 points in the first half. So these players came here and they're shooting really well, and Michigan needs to do a better job at defending Ohio's team, who still put up 31 points here in the first half.
Certainly. I think the name of the game for the Ohio Bobcats is streaky. And that is because you could see them in a 2-minute span. They can make 5 straight baskets, really build up a huge lead. then 2 minutes later they could go 0 for 5 and just have a complete scoring drought. We saw 3 separate scoring droughts for greater than 3 minutes from the Bobcats this game.
100%. I mean, Ohio came into this game averaging 74.7 points per game, 33 rebounds per game, and they were shooting at a 46.6% clip. So they were shooting the ball really well, but they're still 1-2. And the reason why they lost those two matchups, most recently to Detroit Mercy, was because they were only shooting at a 45% mark and 23% from 3. So as you said, even in their past matchups, they were very streaky, and they needed to take advantage of the opposite team not shooting the ball as well because of their own shooting deficiencies. So in the second half here, you're right. Michigan needs to continue to shoot the ball well, because if you don't get careful, Ohio can start coming back and start making these shots they were making. But at the same time, you can rely on the fact that Ohio might go 2 or 3 minutes without shooting the ball really well.
Most certainly. Timers ticking down under 15 seconds. The Maze Rage is on their feet, back in the stands, getting loud. It's great to see this Maze Rage.
It's great. I mean, it's about Thanksgiving break, almost that time, but still Crisis Center's packed. The Maze Rage is up to the upper deck, so it's really great to see that everyone is still here as Pump It Up is playing here in Crisler Center, getting ready for the second half.
Playing Pump It Up, getting the fans and the team fired up, as we have Jake Singer doing play-by-play for the second half. I'll remain on color for the next 20 minutes of basketball.
I appreciate that, Adam. Michigan just getting back on the court now from our vantage point. Michigan in their white uniforms, Ohio Bobcats in their green. Teams switching sides here. Ohio will be moving from left to right from our vantage point. Michigan right to left as we're getting set here. A.J. Clayton sends the ball in as we're back underway. Miles Brown with the ball, sending it to Jalen Hunter. Jalen Hunter swings it around to Devon Baker, back to Hunter. Ohio now sends it inside to the post. It's Wilson on Dickinson. Wilson goes up hard, and he misses, but the tap-back attempt almost goes in. A.J. Clayton, 2 tap-back attempts. Both cannot find the bottom of the basket, and Michigan has this first possession here in the second half. Kobe Buffkin now looking for the screen from Hunter Dickinson. Passes to Dickinson. Dickinson swings it around to Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams is looking for Dixon inside the post. Dickinson sizing up the defense. He's on Wilson, and he puts up a shot, and it misses. Wilson with the rebound.
Both teams with good looks, but unable to connect early in the second half.
Miles Brown swings it outside. It's Jalen Hunter. Jalen Hunter, bad miss though on the three-point shot. Jet Howard leads the fast break. Jet Howard moving to the right side, slows it down a little bit. Passes it outside to Jalen Llewellyn. Swings it around. Terrence Williams and Dickinson find the ball. Finally finding Kobe Buffkin. Kobe Buffkin, quick mid-range shot attempt, and he misses as well. Jalen Llewellyn attempts to get the offensive rebound, but Ohio retains possession here. Jalen Hunter sends it inside, quick pass. Wilson on Dickinson. Nice up and under move on Dickinson, finding the bottom of the basket for a quick and easy layup, making it 33-33 here to start the second half.
First points of either team in the second half makes it a tie game.
Llewellyn swings it to Jet Howard in the corner. Jet Howard, too high of a pass for Dickinson, hits the backboard and out of bounds. Turnover, Michigan. A.J. Clayton will take the ball out for Ohio.
We saw this sloppiness early in the game, but Michigan mostly got under control. Not a great sign that it's come back, at least right there.
Devon Baker with the ball for Ohio. A.J. Clayton sends it inside, and there's a foul on Dickinson, off-ball foul. Dickinson fouls Miles Brown. It is Dickinson's first personal foul of the game. Dickinson, one of the bright spots because of the reason why Dickinson's been able to be so dominant up to this point in the season is because he's stayed out of foul trouble.
Yes, he has. We saw a lot of trouble, especially his freshman season with that. When you're 7'2", they like to call it on you.
Only with one foul to this point, though. He's doing a decent job. Devon Baker sends it to Jalen Hunter. Jalen Hunter double-teamed. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan forces a steal. Jalen Llewellyn, fast break opportunity, and it goes up for the easy layup, and it goes in. Jalen Llewellyn gets Michigan on the board here in the second half, 35-33. Hunter with the ball on Llewellyn, left side of the court, gets the screen. Quick shot there by Baker, and it misses off the back iron, but nice offensive rebound there by Brown of Ohio. Gets his back a rebound again. It cannot find the bottom of the basket, but A.J. Clayton's there for the third offensive rebound of that possession, and he taps it in for Ohio, tying it back up.
Bobcats would not give up on that possession until they got the points. Finally came after 3 attempts.
Terrence Williams looking for Jet Howard. Jet Howard trying to set it inside Hunter Dickinson. Dickinson sends it back out to Terrence Williams with a three-point shot, and Terrence Williams sinks it. Three-pointer for Terrence Williams. 38-35, Michigan, 16:47 left in the second half. But Ohio is quickly back there for a Jalen Hunter three-point shot, and he misses, goes out of bounds. Michigan ball. Kobe Buffkin tried to get the rebound, but it did not matter, as Michigan will have possession here. Terrence Williams will take the ball out.
Great hustle from the Wolverines, taking nothing for granted. We saw that fantastic turnover, and we have an injury down on the court from the Bobcats. Looks like it's number 12, Hunter.
Jalen Hunter, their top scorer to this point, 12 points on 5 for 8 shooting. Looks like he's limping, but he will stay in the game.
He's clutching his knee, though, too. We'll keep updated. The referee does not seem to like that, but we'll let him play.
Terrence Williams sends it into Jalen Llewellyn. Ohio with a little bit of press. Michigan, though, able to break the press. Llewellyn brings the ball inside from the right-hand side of the court. Looking for Joey Baker. The three-point spark sends it inside. Joey Baker looking to send it back outside of Jalen Llewellyn. Llewellyn, double team now. And it gets poked out of bounds, but it will retain with Michigan 9 seconds on the shot clock.
9 seconds is still a lot to work with. Able to drop a formation, make some plays here. Michigan looking to add to their three-point lead.
Kobe Buffkin will pass it to Jalen Llewellyn. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Llewellyn, Joey Baker, back to Llewellyn. Top of the key. Jalen Llewellyn, three-point shot, and it sinks over the defense. Jalen Llewellyn coming out party for him. 41-35. Llewellyn with 8 points, 2 for 5 from 3. That's exactly what Michigan needed. But Ohio retaliates right away. Jalen Hunter, who we thought was injured, as he is still hobbling a little bit, is able to find the inside of the defensive crease, and it makes it in for the layup, 41-37.
That was fantastic ball movement. Completely sliced Michigan like a slice of butter.
Foul on Ohio as he fouls Joey Baker, and it'll take us to the under 16 timeout. 15:41 left here in the second half. So both teams coming out a little quicker, a little hotter here in the second half. Both teams shooting the ball a little better than they did in the first half. What's one thing that has really crossed your mind as we're watching the second half so far?
I love the scrappiness. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but Michigan is fighting for every loose ball, every possession here, giving nothing up, making Ohio work for all their points, I guess, except that most recent one. But I love to see that because you'll get the turnovers. You'll be able to bring it up, steal a couple of possessions, and in a close one like this is shaping out to be, that's the difference between a dub and an L.
100%. Michigan winning 41-37 here. I've been very impressed with Jalen Llewellyn to this point. He came in from the Princeton transfer, averaging over 20 points per game at Princeton, and really in the first 3 games of Michigan season, he has struggled to find the bottom of the net. Hasn't really shot well from 3. He's even missing some layups, and he was even missing free throw attempts, especially in the tournament against Arizona State and Pitt. So to see him coming out here in the second half making a 3 of his own is really good to see if you're a Michigan fan.
Oh, most certainly. And Michigan has looked strong, especially from 3. It's been a good change of pace from early in this game. At one point, Michigan was 2 for 11 from beyond the arc. Absolutely abysmal. Able to get some adjustments here. Their shots are finally landing. They're taking the same types of shots, the same selections. But part of it, I think, must have been that momentum. Props has to go to Jet Howard, both on offense and defense at the end of the first half, helping instill that spark. Michigan's run on offense came at the hands of Hunter Dickinson, too, who's continued to be dominant this half.
I also think it's notable when we were speaking at halftime about Michigan needing to shoot the three ball better, but also sending the ball inside Hunter Dickinson more. You saw that in their first 4 possessions there, sending the ball inside Hunter Dickinson on all 4 possessions, and then somehow finding a way to kick it back outside or keeping the ball inside the paint is really making it tricky for the Ohio defense to do something about that when there are so many variety of ways that Michigan can scoot the ball here and play their offensive possessions. We're just about a minute away from the timeout being done as the Maze Rage is singing along with the band. If you're the Ohio coach right now, what are you telling your team to kind of settle them down after such a strong first half and now coming out here in the second half and struggling a little bit?
That's tough. At this point, if I'm Ohio, I can see the game, especially the flow and the momentum, slowly slipping away. They're not down by a ton. They're down by 4 with 15 and some change left. Plenty of time to come back here. But the question becomes, how do you limit Dickinson? How do you make Michigan make errors and give the ball up to you? I'm wondering if it might be time for a full court press, something to just mix up the game flow. If it doesn't work, you could switch back to what they're doing, but that might be what the doctor ordered as Michigan takes possession here.
Jalen Llewellyn with the ball at the top of the key for Michigan. Ohio is pressing up a little bit, but Michigan's able to get inside of Dickinson. Dickinson on A.J. Clayton, and he misses off the front post. Rebound A.J. Clayton of Ohio, as Ohio has possession now. Devon Baker with the ball at the top of the key on the Michigan M. Baker looking for a screen, and he gets it from Witznitzer. Baker, quick mismatch on Dickinson, but he misses off the side post. Joey Baker with the rebound, and Michigan has the ball. Kobe Buffkin bringing the ball up on the right side of the court. Buffkin, quick step back, thought he was going to take the 3, but he didn't. Sends it to the side corner. Terrence Williams sends it back inside of Dickinson. Dickinson, though, gets fouled before he shoots, and Dickinson is down.
He's down hard.
He's able to get up. Luckily for Michigan fans, Dickinson sat on the ground for about 2 seconds there. As we get a substitution, Jet Howard comes in as well as Terrace Reed. Buffkin and Dickinson will take a seat. To this point, it's very interesting. When they take Dickinson out and they put Terrace Reed in, it appears that Dickinson's out for such a long time until Michigan is giving up a lot of points.
You're absolutely correct. We got a whistle here.
Kick ball violation. Michigan will retain possession. But if you're Juwan Howard, I wonder what his thought process is giving Dickinson such long breaks. You know, you have Terrace Reed, who is a true freshman, and he's very good, but sometimes he does struggle, and of course he does struggle at the free throw line as well, so you have to wonder what his mindset is by taking out Dickinson for 4 or 5 minute periods. As we get a jump ball here, Michigan will retain possession. Terrace Reed could not handle the inbound pass as it was tipped as he falls to the deck hard. Joey Baker takes the ball out for Michigan.
I feel like the coach of the Bobcats might have heard my comments. They're playing really tight defense here.
It appears they're playing a zone now. Terrence Williams, top of the key, sends it to Terrace Reed. Terrace Reed goes up hard, and it gets blocked. Devon Baker, fast break opportunity. A.J. Clayton, quick shot for Ohio, and it hits off the front iron. It'll stay. It'll go out of bounds on Ohio.
That is not what I saw up here from the press box.
It appeared it should be Ohio ball. Nonetheless, it is Michigan basketball. Jalen Llewellyn brings the ball for Michigan. Jet Howard, quick scoop and score, and he slams it down. Jet Howard slashing to the basket. 43-37 with 14:23 here left in the second half. Michigan leads. Devon Baker. And it is a foul on Ohio, offensive foul, off-ball foul. It'll be Michigan basketball. That'll be on A.J. Clayton, the foul.
Ohio is still struggling with the amount of fouls they're committing.
And on the flip side, Michigan only has 1, and they only had 2 in the first half. So
yeah.
Something you've seen in the last few games from Michigan is they were forcing other teams to get to the bonus pretty quickly. At this rate, they've been very disciplined, and they've been forcing a lot of fouls in the opposite end.
Most certainly. At this rate, they'll hit the bonus with 8 or 9 minutes left in the game.
Jet Howard slashing again, but it gets stolen by Devon Baker, cutting the pass off, trying to send it outside of Joey Baker. Fast break opportunity now. Roderick sending it back out to Brown. Brown cutting inside, quick floating attempt, and it sinks. Miles Brown with a quick retaliation for Ohio.
Michigan trailing by 4 here after that point.
Jet Howard double dribbles, trying to send Jalen Llewellyn. He retreats, but it goes over, and it'll be a turnover on Jet Howard. That's just a careless turnover there by Howard.
This is the type of sloppiness we saw earlier, and it's not a good look that Michigan is continuing to do that.
Roderick wide open in the corner, and he sinks the three. Jet Howard, upset with his double dribble, loses track of Roderick from Ohio, and is a wide open flush there for Ohio, making it 43-42. Ohio within 1 point. Jalen Llewellyn now got in the offense. Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams says no to the pick, and he goes up with the tough layup, making it 45-42 Michigan. Terrence Williams says, I'll take it myself. He excuses the screen from Terrace Reed, and he goes in for the right-hand layup. Hey, Hunter now sends it in to Brown. Brown to Wilson. Wilson on Terrace Reed, and he gets it in somehow. Dwight Wilson III gets it in over Terrace Reed. Dwight Wilson III, a graduate student for Ohio, missed the entire season last year with a knee injury. Jalen Llewellyn slashing. Llewellyn tries to go from right to left, and he misses. Fast break opportunity now for Brown in Ohio. He cannot convert, though, but there's the offensive rebound for Ohio. That's Hadaway. Deep three opportunity now for Roderick of Ohio, and he sinks again. Back-to-back threes for Roderick of Ohio. And Ohio now takes the lead for the first time in the second half, 47-45, timeout Michigan.
Prior to the timeout, Hunter was at the podium getting ready to come back on. Sure, we'll see him in. Bit unfortunate timing because it's 12 minutes, 14 seconds, so we'll be having another media timeout shortly.
But as we were saying, Juwan Howard, historically this season, has taken Hunter Dickinson, put in Terrace Reed, and then has not put Dickinson back in until a run has occurred. And now, as you're seeing, that's exactly what's happening in front of us. Again, Michigan was leading by 6 when Hunter comes out, and now they're down by 2 when Hunter comes back in. So this is a really tough thing that Juwan Howard has to wrestle with, where although you have these very talented freshmen behind Hunter Dickinson, they are still young, they're still very raw, and because of that, other opposing teams have seemed to take advantage of this and have gone on runs when Hunter Dickinson has been sitting on the bench.
You know what it is? Hunter is such a unique player. His play style, his abilities, his talent is so unique and so different from anyone on the court and practically anyone else in the Big Ten in college basketball that when he's on the hardwood and he's checked in, you have to shape your entire game plan around him. When it's a close game and you have a hot streak and you're an opponent, when Dickinson comes on in, you might inherently have to make some adjustments and ice up a little bit as you're trying to adjust and prevent Michigan and big man Hunter Dickinson from running all over you.
I attribute this to other Big Ten teams with really strong centers like Purdue, Zach Edey, or even former Illinois center Kofi Coburn. Every time Michigan would play against them, when those guys would come out, it would appear that Michigan would be able to take advantage of these guys, drive inside a little bit more, take advantage of their own size when those guys are out of the game. And now with Michigan, with their entire identity surrounded and around Hunter Dickinson, where every offensive possession, they're sending the ball inside of the post to him, seeing if he can do something with it, if not, kick it back outside. It appears that when he's on the bench, the opposing team is able to relax a little bit and they kind of find their groove and they feel a little more comfortable shooting the ball, as you see here with Ohio. 47-45, 12-14 left. Michigan kind of losing track a little bit, came out swinging. Jet Howard, though, careless turnover with a double dribble, and then the careless defensive possession, not finding the corner man for Ohio as he sank the three. Michigan really needs to hone in their defense, too, coming out of this timeout.
I had the privilege of broadcasting both the Illinois game and the Indiana game, and it was like a game of chess. You would see Howard take out Dickinson, and then almost immediately after, you'd see the opponent take out Coburn or Edey, and once one would put one back in, the other would do it too. Just a real mental game there, and seeing Hunter paired up with a comparably sized big man, just a real treat.
Well, here against Ohio, Hunter Dickinson been on A.J. Clayton all night, which is not necessarily a fair advantage for Clayton per se. Nonetheless, Clayton's been able to take advantage of some opportunities with Dickinson out. Dickinson comes back into the game now. For Michigan, you have Joey Baker, Terrence Williams, Doug McDaniel, the freshman point guard, Hunter Dickinson, and Jet Howard on the court for Michigan. Joey Baker sends it in to Doug McDaniel as we're underway. 12-13 left. Doug McDaniel into Jet Howard. Nice pass for the flush. Hunter Dickinson with the slam. And as we just said, Hunter Dickinson coming back into the game. Immediately ball goes to him, and he scores.
You can't be complacent when Hunter checks on in. He completely changes the style of play, and you got to adjust quickly.
Roderick sending it to Brown for Ohio. Brown sends it inside to Wilson. Wilson's on Dickinson. Back out to Brown. 3 attempt, and he misses. Offensive rebound, though, by Hadaway, and he's fouled. That foul, I believe, will be on Joey Baker.
We were just talking about how Michigan is disciplined, and then they give up a foul here.
As it takes us to the under 12 timeout. 11:41 left here. 47-47. We're knotted up. And yes, as you said, Michigan now 3 fouls. Michigan 2 fouls. Ohio 3 fouls here in the second half. Nonetheless, they have been a lot more disciplined, and I'm really interested to see once they do get fouled a lot more, Michigan, and they go to the free throw line, how they start shooting the free throw ball, because that has been a really big struggle for this team as well this season.
Certainly, and it's going to be tough. When you're playing an opponent like Ohio, you could let some things slide. When you're playing Indiana on the road, when you're playing Ohio State, when you're playing Nebraska, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Illinois, those aren't things that you could let slide.
100%. Michigan shooting 16 for 24 from the free throw line last game against Arizona State. One of the many reasons why they got blown out in that game. You mentioned a little bit earlier, Michigan's currently ranked 20th in the AP poll, but that is for sure seem to change tomorrow when the new rankings come out for the week. It'll be interesting to see if they stay in the AP poll or they'll be kicked out completely.
I would kick them out. When you have a loss that bad against an unranked team, say how you will about early ranking placements, but that's neither here nor there. It's an unranked team at a neutral site, which in practice was really a Michigan home site with all the Michigan alumni in the New York City area. Just complete and utter domination.
100%, and part of that was due to the poor shooting performance on Michigan's end. You saw Jet Howard, one of their top scorers, go 3 for 10. Kobe Buffkin 1 for 9 in that game. And of course, as I said, they shot 16 for 24 from the free throw line. So those things need to change. And here against Ohio, we were saying before the broadcast even happened, this Ohio Bobcats team, to me, at the beginning of the game, was a pretty good test for this Michigan team coming off of a really bad loss, maybe giving them opportunity to kind of get their stuff straightened out. You can work on a few more things against a much less competitive opponent, but now we're sitting here 11:41 in the second half, and we're tied up at 47, and now all of a sudden Michigan seeming they have to fight for their lives again trying to win this game.
Certainly. Bobcats are staying neck and neck with this Wolverine team. This would certainly be a new win, big-time win, to go up against a Big Ten opponent from up north, come back home, and securing a dub would be great for the morale of the people of Ohio ahead of Saturday. I hate to keep harboring on that, but that's the obvious connection we have.
Ohio 12 and 59 all-time against top 25 opponents. This is their first ranked matchup, though, for themselves since 2017. First matchup against Michigan since 2012 when Ohio beat them in the NCAA tournament. As we get set for action again here, Hadaway, Aiden Hadaway, that is, of Ohio, is at the free throw line for Ohio, shooting 2 free throws. Hadaway lines up for the free throw line, and he misses the first. Ohio actually came into this game ranked first in the NCAA in free throw percentage, shooting at an 87.5% mark.
They've looked atrocious from the line.
As he misses both free throws, Hadaway. Ohio, one of their strong sets, and that's a way to beat a ranked team. shooting 2 for 7 from the free throw line today. So maybe it's a Crisler crowd, maybe it's just they came in cold. Nonetheless, it has been a big part of their offense as we see Jet Howard with an offensive foul. It's another turnover for Michigan, who's completely shoving Wilson. They actually called that foul on Dickinson. I saw Jet Howard completely push Wilson, but I guess they called Dickinson for something else. Nonetheless, turnover Michigan, third foul on them. Ohio has a chance now to take the lead. Jalen Hunter sends it to Roderick. Roderick sends it inside to Wilson. Wilson on Dickinson, bodies him, step back fadeaway, and he sinks it on Hunter Dickinson. Dwight Wilson III with a nasty step back post move. Doug McDaniel brings the ball in for Michigan. Left-hand side, gets it into Dickinson in the post. Dickinson on Dwight Wilson III. Sends it to the corner. Terrence Williams thinks about the three, does not. Doug McDaniel will shoot the three, though, and he misses, but Terrence Williams is there for the rebound, putback attempt, and he misses a wide-open layup. Terrence Williams had a few of those against Arizona State, misses point-blank range, and Dwight Wilson at the other end is on a mismatched Doug McDaniel for the easy layup. 51-47 Ohio now.
Biggest lead of the half for the Bobcats, as they're slowly building a lead up here with 10 minutes left and some change.
Doug McDaniel moving from left to right now, sends it inside of Dickinson. Dickinson takes it himself, and he gets the unfriendly roll. Cannot find the hoop now. Doug McDaniel almost gets the steal, but now you see Ohio fast break opportunity, and Aiden Hadaway at the other end, easy left-hand layup for Ohio Bobcats lead to grow now to 6 points.
Michigan has an over 2-minute scoring drought here. Bobcats 3 for 3.
Three opportunity for Jet Howard, misses. Foul on the floor. That'll be on Brown of Ohio, and Michigan will get the ball underneath the basket. 9:47 left. Terrence Williams comes out of the game. Kobe Buffkin back in. You now have the trio of Buffkin, Howard, and Baker, all three-point shooters with Doug McDaniel and Hunter Dickinson. Let's see if Michigan starts shooting a few more threes and they can generate any sort of offense as they go down 6 now. Buffkin sets the screen. Dickinson almost turns the ball over but gets the ball back. Pick and roll opportunity there. Dickinson on 2 people and he gets fouled. A.J. Clayton fouls Dickinson on the double team inside post. I believe that'll be free throws. I stand corrected. It'll be on the floor. Ohio's 5th foul, so Michigan not in the bonus just yet.
I don't know why the scoreboard says bonus, but yeah, Michigan still 2 fouls away. But this has been a strategy all season. Draw these fouls, be very disciplined, don't commit much.
You can tell Buffkin tried to go inside of Dickinson, but he elects to throw back at the top part of the court to Doug McDaniel. Doug McDaniel sizing up the defense, gets the screen, double screen I should say. Jet Howard wide open 3 opportunity, and he misses. A.J. Clayton, strong rebound. Ohio now has the ball. Jalen Hunter outside of Clayton. Clayton mid-range shot, and he misses. Dickinson with the rebound. Doug McDaniel bringing the ball up, left-hand side of the court. Michigan trying to move a little quicker now, setting a few screens. Jet Howard gets picked off, though, pretty easily. Kobe Buffkin was wide open. They elect to go to Dickinson in the post instead. Dickinson now resetting himself on Clayton. Triple teamed, and it goes out on Ohio, but nice triple team there by Ohio. As Jalen Hunter forced the poke out, and it goes out of bounds. Will Shedder back in the game now. As I said, Will Shedder really hadn't played much up until this game, and as you saw, he got substantial minutes in the first half, and now substantial minutes in the second half. Will Shedder sends to Joey Baker. Joey Baker to Dickinson, double team Dickinson, left hand hook, and he gets fouled. Dickinson will go to the free throw line.
This time this will actually take him to the line. He's had some success shooting some charity stripe tonight. Michigan trailing by a decent amount. They're 6 at the moment.
Dickinson at the line, the lefty, and he makes the first. Going
to make this a 5-point game.
Dickinson misses the second free throw. The lead is only 5 for Ohio. Jalen Hunter brings the ball up for Ohio. Jalen Hunter sizing up Doug McDaniel. Dickinson there for the help. Sends it back outside to Witzninser. Witzninser struggling to maintain control. Retains it, though, on Will Shetter. Witzninser now sizing up Will Shetter. Right-hand hook attempt. Finds the backboard, and it goes in. Witzninser, nice turnaround post hook shot on Will Shetter. And Ohio's lead grows to 7 now. Doug McDaniel, double teamed, is able to break it for a second. He has Will Shetter on the outside. He passes it to him. Now inside to Dickinson. Dickinson sends it back outside Doug McDaniel and back into Dickinson. Mid-range shot attempt for Dickinson, and it goes down. Hunter Dickinson with his 22nd point of the night, shooting 8 for 12 from the field. Obviously, Michigan's most important spark to this point. Dickinson, though, gets turned around. Witzninser, wide open dunk attempt, and Dickinson has no other way but fouling Witzninser, and he'll send Witzninser to the free throw line as we're at the under 8 timeout. 7:48 left. Ohio 55, Michigan 50.
That was a big-time play. Came from behind, looking at the replay. Got almost all ball, just as momentum carried him into the player.
That was a good foul on Dickinson there, nonetheless. Witzninser and all of Ohio not shooting free throws pretty well tonight, so down 5 at the under 8 timeout. You can start fouling this Ohio team a little bit more and forcing them to earn their points as Michigan is trying to crawl back into this game. Notable stat line, Joey Baker, 0 points. Kobe Buffkin, 3 points. 2 of Michigan's top 3-point shooters really can't shoot the ball well tonight. So as you see, Michigan has no other way to score the ball, but sending in Hunter Dickinson, who leads all scorers with 22.
The Bobcats for the past couple of minutes have been very strong. They've made 4 of their last 5 shot attempts from the field. It's almost as if there's a magnet underneath the Bobcat basket. Even some shots that look almost comical find a way to the bottom of the basket. And they have ridden that all the way to a 5-point, formerly a 6-point lead.
We're here at the under 8 timeout. Michigan, with 7:48 left, really needs to start shooting the ball a little bit better. 3, as well as sending it inside. Your Ohio is 1 foul away from putting Michigan in the bonus, which means you will see a lot of free throw attempts coming up, and this is Michigan's chance to finally get back in that good free throw shooting column that they've been historically in the last 10, 15 years, and to this point this season, they've really struggled in that area.
Oh, certainly. They struggled in a lot of things on Thursday, but free throw shooting was one of the most prominent and most obvious. So far they're looking fine from the line. They're 7 for 10, so 70%. That's about average, I'd imagine. A little bit under average, but playing at home in the stretch when you're in the bonus and playing from behind, that is going to be so crucial.
We're playing Mr. Brightside here at Crisler Center, Michigan's self-acclaimed song. Mays, where he's starting to get into it a little bit. Michigan's really going to need its crowd to get a little bit more rowdy coming here at the final stretch. Hoping to not see an upset here such an early part of the season, especially at home in Crisler Arena. We heard a little bit of Mr. Brightside being sung by the students here. Gabe Witzninser at the line shooting 2. And he sinks the first. It's his first free throw attempt of the game. 1 for 1, going for 2 for 2 here. Witzninser makes both free throw attempts. Got a few substitutions here. Michigan, though, stays the same with Will Shetter, Doug McDaniel, Joey Baker, Hunter Dickinson, and Kobe Buffkin on the court for the Wolverines. Ohio pressing a little bit. Buffkin sends it to Shetter, and they break the press. Doug McDaniel is now able to set up Michigan's offense. Left-hand side, Joey Baker. No points to this point. Doug McDaniel gets the screen from Dickinson. Doug McDaniel quickly around the side. Joey Baker thinks about the three, decides to take it inside, and he gets fouled on the floor. That'll be Ohio's 7th foul, putting Michigan in the bonus. Joey Baker shooting 2, hoping to get his first 2 points of the game.
We've seen this a lot with transfer players to Michigan, where they really struggle to get involved in the team, struggle to play. We've seen that from Baker in the first couple of games.
Baker misses the first, but Kobe Buffkin gets the rebound. It was a one-on-one opportunity. Kobe Buffkin now looking for the screen. He gets it. 3-point shot, and he misses off the back iron, but he gets his own rebound. Kobe Buffkin now sends it inside, sends it back outside. Joey Baker, 3 opportunity, and he misses off the back iron as well. And Ohio was able to get control of the ball, sending it down to A.J. Clayton. Clayton sends it back to Devon Baker at the top of the key. Baker sizing up Kobe Buffkin now. Jalen Hunter has the ball now, sizing up Doug McDaniel. Sends it to Clayton. Clayton is on Will Shetter. To Brown. To Baker. Back inside to Wilson. 3 opportunity there for Devon Baker, and he misses. Joey Baker with the rebound. Doug McDaniel brings the ball up for Michigan. McDaniel elects to not go to the screen. Mid-range opportunity there for Hunter Dickinson, and he misses just short. Dickinson wishes he can get that one back, shooting a mid-range shot from the free throw line, one he usually tends to make. 57-50. Ohio leads, 6:23 left here in the second half. A.J. Clayton, 3 opportunity for Ohio. Back iron. Doug McDaniel gets the rebound for Michigan.
That was just a heat check from the Bobcats.
Doug McDaniel, mid-range shot air balls. Will be out of bounds, Michigan. Actually, ref claims it was tipped. It'll be out of bounds on Ohio. So the air ball is excused by Doug McDaniel. As he comes out of the game, Jalen Llewellyn comes back into the game, as well as Jet Howard for Will Shetter. So you finally get your starters back on the floor for Michigan.
I think that might be a little bit of home court refereeing, home court officiating. Someone doesn't want his tires slashed.
Whatever it is, it'll be Michigan basketball. Michigan really needing to make a shot on this opportunity. They've been cold for the last 4 minutes and counting. Almost goes out of bounds. Jet Howard, nice pass. Cutting Terrence Williams back out to Kobe Buffkin. Kobe Buffkin sizing up the defense, looking for the screen from Dickinson. Pick and roll opportunity. Kobe Buffkin goes around the right-hand side, finds the back of the basket, and he bangs it in for a 2-pointer. Kobe Buffkin, the lefty, finds the back of the basket on the right-hand side. And Michigan's crowd is back into it now, down 5. Buffkin trailing. Baker. Baker, mid-range, too strong. Dickinson rebound. And he'll bring the ball up the court to Williams. Almost travels there. Dickinson has to be careful. Not known for his ball skills. Sends it around Jalen Llewellyn. Llewellyn, Terrence Williams, wide open 3 opportunity. Left-hand side, and he sinks it. Terrence Williams, the DMV native, like Adam and myself, making us proud.
Hunter Dickinson
and
as well.
Dickinson, of course, but Terrence Williams right there, really coming to his own, taking advantage of his 3 years of experience, taking advantage of the program. He came in very raw, and he's now really finding himself as he hit his second 3 of the game, 2 for 5 from the field from 3-point, 3 for 8 on the game.
Michigan put in their starting 5. It was like they flipped the light switch. Once that happened, they got the offense going. It seemed like Ohio couldn't even make a shot to save their season. And Michigan is now only trailing by 2, when just a short minute ago they were down by 7.
Look, in basketball, it's not like football. Football, sometimes you need to win stylistically because style points matter with only a top 4. In basketball, you just need to win these games. And you saw against Arizona State, it was a really big reality check for this team that they're not as good as they thought they might be, and they have a lot of flaws. And against an Ohio team like this, a 1-2 Ohio team who just lost to Detroit Mercy, you're finding yourself down 2 with 5:20 left. All you need to do if you're Michigan is you just need to get a win back under your belt and move on to the next as the crowd gets back into it now. And Michigan will need to hone in their craft and see if they can pull out a win here in Crisler Center. Ohio sending the ball around now. Tries to get it inside to Wilson. Quick floater on Dickinson. Got good position on Dickinson, and he makes it. Dwight Wilson III with his 14th point of the game, I should say. Really taking advantage of his matchup on Dickinson. Jalen Llewellyn, double teamed, finds the open Dickinson. Dickinson, corner three for Terrence Williams, and he just misses. Terrence Williams had an opportunity there with a wide open three attempt to the right-hand side. Goes in and out. 59-55 Ohio, 4:32 left. Jalen Hunter with the ball, top of the key for Ohio. To Brown. To Roderick. We get a foul on the floor on Jet Howard. It'll stay here, Ohio possession. Actually, it'll be on Hunter Dickinson. The foul. That is Dickinson's 4th personal foul, so something to keep in mind with 4:22 left. Dickinson 1 foul away from fouling out. As we know, Michigan with backup centers have not done well when they've had to take up bulk minutes, so Dickinson really needs to be careful here on the defensive end.
And this is critical because Hunter might play a little bit more cautious and scared, which is the last thing you want, down by 4.
Wilson on Hunter Dickinson, and he sinks the turnaround jumper. Dwight Wilson III, 16 points. A lot of them on Dickinson in the paint. Dickinson not having a great defensive night. Jalen Llewellyn from left to right, trying to find the inside crease. Jet Howard, 3 opportunity, and he misses. Jet Howard cannot make a 3 today. But Michigan gets fouled, and they will go to the free throw line. I believe that was Roderick fouling Jalen Llewellyn, and Llewellyn will get free throw attempts as we get the under 4 timeout here. 61-55 with 3:52 left here in the second half.
Michigan brought it within 2, was really playing their style of game. Credit to Ohio and their head coach, Jeff Bowles, who called the timeout when needed, stopped the bleeding, changed the momentum, came back, made some key points for the Bobcats, and now extended their lead back to 6 points.
Michigan running out of time here to finally make a quick push. Again, really struggling to hit the 3, 8 for 25 today, shooting at a 32% mark. And as we were saying at halftime, a big part of their identity and not being able to make that shot that's really such a crucial shot in today's basketball game, it's really hurting the team, and it's wasted possessions and allowing Ohio to come back from the other end of the floor and shooting the ball at a better percent chance.
Student section still on their feet and fired up. Maze Rage filled a little bit into the upper bowl, but not super packed. Can't blame a lot of the students. Many are home for break already. This week, only 2 days of classes, Monday and Tuesday, for students here on campus. So a lot of folks with maybe a light schedule on Monday and Tuesday decided to take the extra break and go home early.
So we're sitting here 3:52 left. Michigan down by 6, but when you look at the actual statistics of everything, Ohio shooting at 40.3%, where Michigan shooting at 40%. Ohio shooting at 30.4% from 3, Michigan 32%, and Ohio is shooting at a 44% from free throw, and Michigan at 63.6. So you have to wonder, why is Michigan losing by 6 right now? Well, when you look at it, Michigan 10 turnovers, Ohio 5, Ohio 37 rebounds, Michigan 33, and Ohio 14 of those rebounds are offensive rebounds. So second chance points have really gone Ohio's way to this point.
Exactly. They're fighting for every possession. They know on the road against a ranked Big Ten opponent, you're not going to win if you just stay complacent. You got to be playing from behind, even if you're up by 6. And Ohio so far is working. The question is, do they have enough in them to hang on?
Well, we'll see just that as we're coming back from the timeout. Ohio really putting Michigan in check, and Michigan, no matter what happens in this game, no matter what the outcome is, whether they do come back and they win this game or they do lose to this Ohio team, Juwan Howard will have a lot to think about after this week of losing beating Pitt, I should say, first, then getting blown out by Arizona State, and then playing in an Ohio team really close at home.
Yeah, regardless of the outcome, this was not expected and not ideal for Coach Howard and the Wolverines.
Michigan, though, will have the opportunity to pull within 4 as Jalen Llewellyn is at the free throw line. 0 attempts on the night. Llewellyn sinks the first. Michigan down by 5. One more attempt here.
Crisler Center is silent.
He misses the second, though, but Michigan's able to get the offensive rebound. Kobe Buffkin has control of the ball, top of the key, sends it back to Llewellyn. Llewellyn will reset for Michigan. Michigan down by 5, 3:42 left. Crisler Center getting in it now. Send it to Buffkin. To Williams. Llewellyn, 3 opportunity with 3 seconds on the shot clock, and he misses, but Kobe Buffkin with another offensive rebound. It gets taken away from him, though. Terrence Williams able to get it right back. Llewellyn swings it back. Jet Howard, contested 3. Jet Howard sinks the 3. On Brown, Jet Howard, finally. 2 for 4 now from 3. Hasn't hit a 3 since the first half. That is massive for Michigan as they pull within 2. Crisler Center is in it now. Almost gets a steal for Llewellyn. And they call a offensive foul on Ohio. Michigan ball. That'll be a turnover on Jalen Hunter. Crisler Center, just like that, goes from really loud to really quiet with Michigan having the ball now. Jalen Llewellyn swings it out to Kobe Buffkin. Let's go Blue Chants in Crisler Center. Inside to Dickinson. Quick nudge. Dickinson, though, misses the open layup opportunity. Contested by Wilson. Crisler Center back on their feet. Jalen Hunter gets the screen. Triple teamed to the corner. Brown sends it back outside to Baker. Baker sends it inside to Wilson. Wilson's on Dickinson in the post. Turnaround, fade. Dickinson blocks the shot, and it goes out of bounds with 0.9 seconds on the shot clock. Ohio will have one more opportunity to shoot, but they'll have to do a catch-and-shoot opportunity. Great defensive possession there for Michigan.
Not much time to work with. As you said, quite literally just inbound it. And we got man-to-man defense here, so Michigan's not going to make it easy.
0.9 seconds, 2:22 left on the game clock. Ohio inbounds to Baker. Doesn't have enough time, though. Quick turnaround fade shot. It is an air ball. Michigan ball. 61-59, 2:20 left here in the second half. We have tensions really high here in Crisler Center. Terrence Williams inbounds the ball for Michigan to Jalen Llewellyn. Llewellyn brings the ball up for Michigan. Goes to the left-hand side, now back to the right-hand side, and back to the left now. Kobe Buffkin, wide open 3 attempt. He does not take the shot, though. Buffkin trying to get inside of Dickinson. Dickinson hand fighting with Wilson. Back out to Terrence Williams. Williams, Jalen Llewellyn. Looks for the screen, and he gets it. Llewellyn drives inside, kicks it back up to Terrence Williams with the 3-point shot, and he misses off the back iron. Offensive rebound. Kobe Buffkin gets fouled. Kobe Buffkin will go to the free throw line, and he'll have a chance to tie up this game just like that.
Down by 2, Michigan has a chance to even it up at 61. Crisler finally is bringing the energy here. Going to be silent for the free throws.
Kobe Buffkin at the line, 5 points, 0 for 0 from the free throw line. He misses the opportunity, though, and although Dickinson gets the tap-back attempt, Ohio maintains possession now. Jalen Hunter with the ball. Crisler Center is rocking right now. Jalen Hunter and Jalen Llewellyn. Dickinson there for the help defense. Terrence Williams now on defense. Kicks it outside to Brown. Brown down the baseline. Brown, Trey, and he does not get it. Hunter Dickinson, strong rebound with Terrence Williams on the strong defensive possession. Might have tipped that ball from Brown. Jalen Llewellyn now swings it. Jet Howard. Jet Howard gets the screen. Gets bumped a little bit. No foul, though. Kobe Buffkin has the ball, left-hand side. Gets the screen from Terrence Williams. Gets another screen from Hunter Dickinson. Tries to get it inside, and Kobe Buffkin with the left-hand layup. Kobe Buffkin comes back for Michigan. 61-61, a minute left. Ohio calls a timeout, and it is rocking here at Crisler Center.
Michigan on a run that was 6-0 over the last 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Helped by Ohio, not even scoring in the past 3 minutes from any means. Michigan's locked down on defense, locked down on transition play, and finally the offense is starting to show up. Took about 35 minutes, but it's coming.
61-61, 1 minute left. Michigan just needs to pull a win out here. As you're right, Michigan on a 6-0 run within the last 3 minutes. And we spoke of that at halftime. You know, Ohio goes on runs and Michigan goes on runs. It's a game of basketball, but especially with these two teams, Ohio not being able to size up guys like Hunter Dickinson. Hunter Dickinson then, of course, getting swarmed and is able to kick it back outside of guys like Terrence Williams, Jet Howard, Kobe Buffkin. And then those guys, because of Hunter Dickinson's presence, are able to take advantage of mismatch opportunities.
That was a crucial point by Buffkin. Michigan had a couple of opportunities from the line to tie it up, and they kept uncharacteristically missing those. But Buffkin finally made it happen from the court. He also had that shot from Hunter Dickinson, which he makes 98 times out of 100, and it just didn't land.
One thing I will say, though, is Michigan missing 3 free throw attempts in that 6-0 run could prove to be crucial down the line here, as Ohio will probably look to continue to foul as both teams are in the bonus now. Michigan now 8 for 14 from the free throw line, so 57%, another pretty poor showing, honestly, at the free throw line, and they'll have a chance to, of course, come back from that, but that's something to look out for here in the last minute of the game.
Michigan will begin with the inbound pass, and crowd is loud.
Ohio with the ball.
pardon me.
Jalen Hunter sizing up. Jalen Llewellyn at the top of the key. Hunter letting some clock go down, looking at his defense, looking at his offense. Hunter sends it inside to Wilson. Wilson, top of the key now, to Brown. Back to Roderick. Roderick bounce pass to Brown. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to take a shot, and Michigan forces a turnover. Michigan basketball shot clock violation on Ohio. Jet Howard forced the ball out with 1 second on the shot clock. Ohio couldn't do anything about it. 33.9 seconds left here in the second half.
3 second differential between shot clock and game clock. I wonder how Michigan's going to try and manage that.
Kobe Buffkin with the ball, right-hand side. Buffkin taking his time. Buffkin looking, 11 seconds on the shot shot clock now. Buffkin drives inside, gets taken away from him, and it gets stolen by Ohio. Devon Baker with the ball, spot up 3, top of the key, and he misses. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and we're going to go to, there's a foul.
Oh my goodness, Hunter were trying to call timeout, and they say it was.
They give Michigan the timeout. One official ran in with the foul call, one official ran in with the timeout call. They actually call it, they call an Ohio foul here. So Michigan, with 0.1 seconds, will have a chance to win the game from the free throw line. They called a personal foul on Brown. While Michigan was trying to call a timeout and there was a scramble for the ball, it appeared that Brown whacked Kobe Buffkin, and Buffkin will be at the line, but this play will be reviewed. So a lot is going on here. Michigan 61, Ohio 61, 0.1 seconds left. Just to detail to you what just happened. Devon Baker ran up at the top of the key, spot up 3, hits the back iron. It lands. Dickinson is fighting for the rebound with a few Ohio players. It then appeared Dickinson was calling for a timeout, and one official ran in actually with his hand in a fist, signaling for a foul call, and it appeared that Devon Baker whacked either Dickinson or Buffkin, and that is where we're at now. They put 2 seconds on the clock, so no matter what happens, the game will not be over. And they're reviewing the foul call. They did give Michigan a timeout, so no matter what, it'll be Michigan possession. We're deciding if Michigan will have free throw attempts to win the game or if they will have to inbound the ball with 2 seconds left.
On the possession prior, Michigan didn't even get a shot off. It was just a botched passing attempt. And it'll be 2.1 seconds.
and I believe they will have Kobe Buffkin at the free throw line. So something that we spoke about that this team was going to have to get better at, free throw attempts. Kobe Buffkin, 0 for 1 from the line to this point, will have a chance. He just needs to make one. It is 61-61, Kobe Buffkin at the line. Buffkin sinks the free throw. 62-61, Michigan leads with 2 seconds left. Buffkin, one other shot opportunity. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to make it or miss it, as Ohio has 1 timeout left. 2.1 seconds, Kobe Buffkin at the line. Buffkin sinks the second shot. Michigan leads 63-61. Timeout, Ohio. 2.1 seconds left here in the second half, and albeit a last-second heave shot, Michigan appears it could possibly squeak out here with the win.
It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. And you told me this about 5 minutes into the second half. If Michigan wins, all that matters in basketball is getting the dub. There's no style points here. It's just about the box score. Put this game behind you. Focus ahead to Jackson State on Wednesday. Have a great Thanksgiving and watch in Columbus with hopefully a win today.
Of course. Michigan, it's a long season. Basketball's about ebbs and flows of the game. You're going to get teams like Ohio that they can come into the game shooting really well. If you might not be shooting as well, it does not matter about how many 5-stars you have on your team. It does not matter about what your free throw percentage was coming into the game or even your three-point percentage coming into the game. All that matters is what's happening on this court at this moment. And if Michigan can pull out a win here, it'll show their grit, their determination. Being down 6, just 2 minutes ago? Yeah. That is a really good and strong showing for a team that is hoping to get back to March Madness in March and, of course, into early April this year.
This must be devastating for the Bobcats. 0 points in the last 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
But the game is not over yet, as we are about to get an inbound pass, and now Michigan will call a timeout. Ohio will need to go the full length of the court and get a shot off in time within the 2.1 seconds we have on the game clock left. We're expecting some half-court type shot.
Yeah.
So
in college, you do not get to advance the ball, unlike the NBA. So despite calling a timeout, they will be shooting pretty much a full-court shot here. So they're going for the win or the loss. It's not going to be a tie, bearing a foul maybe.
Bearing a foul. That is the only way we can foresee this being a tie, but we've also seen crazier. Think back to the Northwestern game a few years ago in the last second where Northwestern threw a full-court pass for a quick tip and lay-in. So we have seen crazier, but to our knowledge, this should be some sort of half-court, 3/4 court shot for Ohio to try to get the win here.
The crowd is getting hyped. 7 Nation Army by Detroit native Jack White. Michigan looking to get the first of potentially 2 wins against the state of Ohio this week.
If you're superstitious, which I don't know about you, but I am personally, Hunter Dickinson did make a half-court shot in the first half on this basket. So this basket might have some good juju, so we'll see if Ohio can take advantage of that. Nonetheless, it'll be inbounded by Ohio. On the court here for Michigan, you have Jet Howard, Terrence Williams, Jalen Llewellyn, Hunter Dickinson, and Kobe Buffkin. For Ohio, you have Miles Brown, Ben Roderick, Dwight Wilson, Jalen Hunter, and Devon Baker. So we'll see what happens here. Ben Roderick takes the ball out for Ohio. Crisler Center gets rowdy. They pass it actually to Wilson. Full throw shot. It actually hits the basket, but Ohio with a quick tip-in, and he misses. Ohio sinks the shot. We'll have to see if it was within time. It appeared there was 0.1 seconds on the shot clock. The previous plays under further review. Jalen Hunter threw the ball all the way to the other basket. It hit off the rim. Ohio with the offensive rebound could not make the putback opportunity, but there was a nice turnaround chance there. I don't know by who. It might have been Miles Brown.
That felt like a long 2.9 seconds.
It felt, actually it was 2.1, so you're right. We're looking at the shot clock here. We're looking at the replay at the shot board. It does appear that he got it in time from my vantage point.
We might be getting some free basketball.
Dwight Wilson III was the one with the putback opportunity. Left-hand side of the basket, just a desperation post fade shot.
That full court, I want to say inbound pass, but for all intents and purposes was a shot. That was huge. It almost went in its own, which wouldn't have been legal, but it set him up for an easy layup.
Michigan not looking for the rebound. They were looking for the pass, and
Yeah.
it appeared that the ball just hit off the rim, and so Ohio was in a really good position with guys all around the basket to just get putback opportunities, and in that 2.1 seconds, that's why the clock didn't even start until it hit the rim.
Looks like it'll stand.
It does appear it will stand. Dwight Wilson III gets the basket with 0.1 seconds, and we're set for overtime basketball here, Michigan, Ohio. So we said it was probably not possible for Ohio to tie this game and put it to overtime, but of course we said we have seen crazier, and now I've seen the craziest.
Did we jinx it as commentators? I think we might
We
have.
could have, and I'm a very superstitious person, so I will take the fault for that. Nonetheless, we have overtime basketball here, so Michigan not scot-free yet. Ohio with an unforeseen showing here.
Each team will get one more timeout for this 5-minute period. That's got to be fired up to make that miracle shot. We'll be seeing that on Sports Center all night long.
If Ohio pulls out the win here, Dwight Wilson III will be a hometown hero on Ohio's campus. Michigan keeping their starters on the court for overtime. Ohio with their starters as well, except with the substitution of Ben Roderick for A.J. Clayton. Michigan wins the tip. Jalen Llewellyn has the ball at the top of the key for Michigan. Quick screen there. Jalen Llewellyn, tough right-hand shot, layup, and he misses. Ohio with the ball now. Brown bringing the ball up for Ohio. Jalen Hunter sends it back out to Roderick, to Brown. Brown trying to find Dwight Wilson inside. Quick spin hook shot, and he misses off the back iron. Hunter Dickinson, good defense there. Kobe Buffkin with the rebound. Buffkin double-teamed, trying to break the press. They are. Nice mid-range shot there by Dickinson, though, finding the middle of the defense. Ohio running a zone, so Dickinson just steps right in the middle of the defense, like a football move, kind of. Turn around, mid-ranger at the free throw line, and he sinks it 65-63. Michigan with 4:07 left here in overtime. Dwight Wilson III, top of the key on Dickinson. Swings it, Jalen Hunter. Hunter sends it back out to Roderick. Roderick deep three, and he misses. Nice strong rebound there by Kobe Buffkin to settle things down for the Wolverines. Buffkin hands it off to Jet Howard. Jet Howard, three opportunity, top of the key, and he sinks it. Jet Howard, son of Juwan, the true freshman, hitting the three for Michigan.
Finally hitting that three. He struggled from deep all game. Comes clutch in overtime.
Quick floater shot there by Ohio to get the offensive rebound, though. Roderick steps side to three, misses, though. Rebound, Hunter Dickinson, and he gives it to Jet Howard to retain control. 3:17 left. Michigan, it's been all them so far. Jet Howard, number three opportunity, misses off the top iron. It goes over the backboard and out of bounds. Jet Howard, quick heat check there, does miss. 68-63, 3:12 left here in overtime.
It hit up where the timer is, and that's dead ball by rule. Almost went in after that, though.
Jalen Hunter, top of the key for Ohio, sizing up Jalen Llewellyn. Hunter moving to the left side, moving back to the right side. Step back. Oh, he should have double dribbled, but somehow no ref calls the whistle. Jalen Hunter loses control of the ball. Good defense by Llewellyn. Double team by Michigan. Just throws it out, but Kobe Buffkin tips it, and it goes out of bounds on Michigan. Just an errant throw there by Miles Brown. Should have just been a turnover, but Kobe Buffkin tries to touch the ball, saving it from going out of bounds, and it'll retain Ohio possession. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
I know Christmas shopping doesn't start until after Thanksgiving, but that was a gift by Buffkin to Ohio.
Wilson sizing up Dickinson at the top of the key. Turnaround, spin shot. Dickinson just swats the ball. Blocked by Hunter Dickinson. Michigan bringing the ball up the court now. Jalen Llewellyn 2:33 left, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan 68, Ohio 63. Kobe Buffkin, left-hand side, looking to get into Dickinson, and he does. Dickinson sizing up Wilson. Dickinson looking to see what he can do. Sends it back out to Buffkin. Swing pass to Jet Howard. Jet Howard, three-point shot, and he just goes in and out. Jet Howard looks like he should have had that make, but he does not. 68-63 still, 2:14 left. Jet Howard looks distraught. That ball looked like it was going in the basket. Nonetheless, Ohio basketball. Jalen Hunter tries to pass it to Devon Baker, and it goes out of bounds. Kobe Buffkin, quick tip in, could not retain control though, and it'll still be Bobcats basketball here, inbounding it. Brown sends it to Hunter. Hunter sizes up Jalen Llewellyn. Jalen Llewellyn, good defense all night on Jalen Hunter. Jalen Hunter tries to find his player, and he does. He sends it to Brown. Quick stutter step, and Jet Howard with the swat on the three-point shot. Gets it back, though. Brown, quick Euro step move with 2 seconds on the shot clock, and he misses. So Brown cannot convert for Ohio. Ohio has not made a single point here in this overtime period. 68-63, still 1:32 left. Jalen Llewellyn, top of the key for Michigan. Hunter Dickinson looking to pass it, he does. Terrence Williams to Llewellyn. Llewellyn finds a wide open Kobe Buffkin, three-point chance. Kobe Buffkin, though, misses off the back iron, and Michigan can't catch a break now, going cold from the field after the Jet Howard made three a minute and a half ago. Quick inside pass, block. Wilson, Dwight Wilson that is, gets a quick lay in there, and they called the blocking foul on Kobe Buffkin trying to draw the charge. Buffkin was inside the charge circle, so he'll get an and one opportunity. Dwight Wilson, Ohio pulls within 3 points with an extra free throw on the way. Timeout Ohio with 1:09 left.
This will be the last timeout of the game from Ohio. Something notable, if they're playing from behind, they won't have a chance to huddle up and draw something. Bringing it within close, until that shot, they had not scored whatsoever in the extra 5 minutes of overtime. I love on the Jumbotron, it just says half and then 3. Completely against the definition of what a half is, but I love it.
Something also to keep in mind, Dickinson's been playing with 4 fouls since the last 2 minutes of the second half, so Dickinson 1 foul away from being fouled out. He has been in since the last 5 minutes of the second half and all of overtime. Michigan has not made a single substitution, so we'll see if they decide to here with 1:09 left. Nonetheless, I like the idea by Kobe Buffkin trying to draw the charge inside. He was on a mismatch of Dwight Wilson III, but he does draw the blocking foul. And Wilson, although it would just be a 2-point opportunity, will have the chance at the line now for a 3-point chance.
Yeah, Buffkin 6'4". That's a very risky play to expect that charge right there, especially against the 6'8" Dwight Wilson. Respect him for going for that, but it may have backfired. Not only did he get the point, he'll also go to the line for an and one.
Dwight Wilson, the grad transfer, 20 points on the night, looking for his 21st. As I said during the broadcast, he missed all of last season with a knee injury, so for him to be back on the court for Ohio must be monumental. Wilson sinks the free throw, and Ohio, just like that, pulls within 2 of Michigan. Jalen Llewellyn brings the ball up for the Wolverines. 1:05 left here in overtime. Wilson, Jet Howard. Kobe Buffkin thinks about the 3, pump fakes, goes inside for the layup. He gets blocked. Dickinson, though, is there for the rebound, but he misses an uncharacteristic miss there for Hunter Dickinson. Just tried to tap it in with the rebound opportunity, but he's just short. Dickinson wishing he can get that one back. 40 seconds left, 18 on the shot clock. Devon Baker gets the screen from Wilson. Devon Baker sends it inside. Quick shot over Dickinson. Rebound by Wilson, though. Wilson sends it out to A.J. Clayton. A.J. Clayton, step back 3, gets tipped, though, by Jet Howard, and Dickinson gets the offensive rebound. 22 seconds left, and they're going to need a foul, and they do. Roderick of Ohio fouls Jalen Llewellyn with 21 seconds left. Ohio 3 opportunities there on the offensive possession, but just cannot find the bottom of the net.
this is where Michigan needs to pull away. They're playing from behind. Finally just kick the door and close it shut.
Jalen Llewellyn at the line. He misses the first shot there. Jalen Llewellyn now 1 for 3 from the line, and free throw issues continue to be a problem here for the Wolverines. If I'm Coach Howard, I'm going to send this team to the free throw line on Monday in practice. Llewellyn, though, sinks the second. Michigan up 3. That missed free throw, though, could have posed to be a 2-possession game. Nonetheless, Michigan up by 3, 16 seconds left. Jalen Hunter has the ball. Crisler Center is rocking right now. Roderick to Wilson, looking for the screen. They call a whistle, though, on the floor. It appears it'll be an off-ball foul on Terrence Williams for a hold. Ohio's in the bonus, so Roderick will get free throws here with 5 seconds left. Actually, not about foul for Michigan as Ohio's down by 3.
You almost might want to miss the second free throw.
You're going to have to. Roderick at the line. One-on-one opportunity. He misses the front iron. Terrence Williams gets the rebound. He will get fouled with 2.7 seconds left, and Ben Roderick misses a crucial free throw for Ohio. Terrence Williams gets the strong defensive board, and everyone will walk down to the other side of the court as Michigan will try to put it away here with 2.7 seconds left here in overtime. Terrence Williams just needs to make one, and this game should albeit be put away, but we did jinx the first regulation, so I don't want to say anything else. Terrence Williams at the line. Williams makes the first. Michigan 70, Ohio 66. Now it puts it at a 2-possession game, so Ohio would need to score somehow within 2.7 seconds left and then have enough time to get the possession back. Terrence Williams trying to make it 5 as fans start leaving Crisler thinking the game's over. Williams misses off the back iron. Wilson, quick rebound. Heaves down the court. Hits off the backboard. He misses. Michigan 70, Ohio 66. And Michigan pulls out a nail-biter here in Crisler as they defeat the Bobcats by 4. Adam, that was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. I don't know about you.
That is by far the craziest game I've seen in my 4 years broadcasting at Michigan. And I've been down to the tournament when COVID happened. I saw the Purdue game last year where the fans stormed the court. Nothing will hold up to the Ohio Bobcats traveling to the Crisler Center, giving Michigan a fight, ultimately falling short. Michigan hangs on, but not a pretty win.
Michigan 70-66, but we did say you just need a win. But, of course, there are a lot of apparent holes for this team. They need to start making their free throws a lot more. If they want to be a three-point shooting team, then you're going to need to hone in that craft too. And you still gave up a lot of points to an Ohio team that came in really struggling before they played them. So Michigan has a lot to work on. Nonetheless, they have Jackson State on Wednesday, so another opportunity to really start working on these issues before you get to Big Ten basketball. And even before that, before you get to Virginia in the Big Ten ACC Challenge.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead at Michigan's schedule. They got an easier opponent in Jackson State visiting, got Thanksgiving off for the holiday. Then they come back home, ACC Big Ten, playing Virginia. And that'll be a big one between the ACC Big Ten Challenge here in Crisler, 9:30 on November 29th. Then get your passports ready. We're going across the pond to Kentucky. Michigan is facing off against Kentucky in the SEC from London, England. WCBN will be there broadcasting. Following that, begins Big Ten play in Minneapolis. Got a tough stretch coming up with Virginia, Kentucky, and then later UNC.
Of course, and the Big Ten, before we even get to the Big Ten, I mean, the Big Ten is playing really well. Michigan State has a lot of ranked wins under their belt. Of course, you have teams like Illinois and Ohio State that are also ranked. So Michigan has a lot to work on before they get to that point. Nonetheless, I think everyone's going to go home feeling a little better about themselves. Juwan Howard's going to go home, probably sleep a little better than he would have if Michigan had lost this game. And Dickinson is going to go home, finishing the game with 24 points, probably having to feel pretty good about himself in this win against Ohio.
I don't think anyone's going to feel great about themselves, at least in Mays, honestly in Green either. but a win's a win. At the end of the day, you'll accept it. Lot of question marks for this team, a lot of room for improvement.
Of course. Well, I want to thank you all for listening to Michigan Basketball here on WCBN Sports on Sunday, November 20th. For my esteemed colleague, Adam Bressler, my name is Jake Singer. I just wish you all a good night, a Go Blue, and beat Ohio on Saturday.
Tune in to WCBN. We'll be broadcasting from Columbus.
It'll be a fun one.
Listen anywhere in Southeast Michigan on 88.3. And then tune in worldwide on our YouTube channel.
I'm looking forward to it. We're hoping for another Michigan win against an Ohio team on Saturday, and I look forward to seeing everyone's faces when we come back Monday with a big smile on our faces.
They're saying there might be precipitation. We know how Michigan plays and Ohio State plays.
We know how Ohio State fans feel about precipitation as well. But thank you all again for listening. Good night. Go Blue. Have a great night, everybody.